I have 9:02. Let's call this meeting to order. You have made it.
Oh, that's fine.
So we will, our first item of business is to have the pledge. Okay? You stand, please, and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Very good. Did I do that?
No, I didn't.
I know.
Okay, the next item of business is,
Yeah.
the approval of the March meeting minutes.
Do you have? Yeah, yes, Tony does. I've got
I'm
one.
sorry?
Might have you.
Yeah. Okay,
I have an extra one.
you all have had a chance to read this over. Beverly sent it over.
Beb, do you have a
Right.
copy of that? Another one of your reports?
Here,
Oh, no, I've got your report.
the minutes, yes. I'm sorry, I didn't make other copies.
You're confusing me. Thank you. Does it take much? Oh,
Yes. Okay.
I'm sharing.
yeah, I don't think that.
Mira, you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Any
No, I read it.
comments or suggestions? I think they came
Oh,
in.
yeah, I've got one thing.
Okay, hold on, just, yeah.
If you look at the motions, they weren't completed.
I'm sorry.
They weren't completed. Motion to accept
On which item, Muriel? I'm
the
sorry.
motions,
Second page.
Second page, okay.
the last one and the other one too, I think. Was there another one?
Motion was made, second.
Yeah, it wasn't completed.
The sentence wasn't completed.
Yeah, it has to be unanimous or vote.
The answer isn't there, I think.
Right, okay. All right, so, meeting,
Oh, I got you.
the motion was approved
Yes,
unanimously.
he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just add that.
That,
Oh, under adjournment you're talking
Yeah.
about, right?
Yeah.
The very
We didn't
last
put
one.
the result
A
of
motion
the
was
vote.
made and a second by Tony to adjourn the meeting. The meeting was concluded at 10:27. You need to put that it was unanimous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, she's right.
okay.
yep,
And the same thing with the treasurer's report. It wasn't finished there either.
okay, so it doesn't have how the vote went.
Write it on your paper.
So the treasurer's report was made,
And that would have also been,
and the vote would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vote was unanimous.
yes, I remember that.
Good point, Tony.
All right, and so, any other amendments to the minutes
I move we adopt the minutes as amended.
as amended?
I'll second
Thank
that.
you. You second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Hearing none? Then we have an amended set of minutes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Muriel. Treasurer's report. Muriel?
Okay, I gave you February's. It was updated for deposits that I never received, so
I have this.
I updated it.
Yep.
But March is the one. Social Day is getting a little bit bigger, but not much. Gee, I ain't got my voice today. Yeah, the only thing is the tech grant. We've got money in the tech grant when it's a reimbursable grant.
Oh, I just put that up. We got that to go. Yeah, what happened was the end of the fiscal year, and I wanted to, the end of their federal fiscal year, and I wanted to make sure that I got the bill to Bristol Elders, and I did, the bills, the invoices, but I never sent them to the town. I just attached them with the report.
Yeah.
So,
Needs to
so
be
that got sent in, that's getting sent in this pay period.
Okay.
So this billing period, so that 560 is going to be dispersed.
Issue here.
I'm just trying to follow you.
We don't have the first page, we only have the second page.
I think I have an another.
You have a February and a March
There
report.
should be 2 pages. Up at the
pages.
top, say February and March. Yeah.
You get
February
two-
and
two
March.
of one.
What do you
Because the
got?
machine went crazy.
No, you got 2 Marches.
Right, I got a February and a March.
Okay, you need a February.
Here's the February.
Where's a
That's what it was.
Open there.
Okay.
And you have February there.
Because the machine went crazy.
Here, do you want to make copies?
Just confused. I think we only need one, right?
All right.
What do you need?
So he
No,
just
nothing, I was offering.
No, it's just Lisa just only had 2 Marches.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just a blip, it's okay, just a blip.
yeah, we just want to be sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's not much else going on.
Can I bring something up? For budgeting? This is probably the most appropriate time to talk about it. With the One Big Beautiful Act, the feds have cut the reimbursement rate that we get from SNAP, okay, and we're a SNAP outreach partner. So we usually get around $5,000, $6,000 a year. It's not a lot, but it's enough, and it covers some of Cindy's, because Cindy's the only one that does SNAP. This year, they want to cut us from 50% reimbursement to 25%, okay? It's a lot of work.
Who's
for-
they? Who's
The
they?
the feds, the feds. The state of Massachusetts, they've been told that that's all they can reimburse us is 25%. I'm a little concerned because it's a lot of work, okay, to do, I don't mean a lot of work for Cindy, I mean a lot of work for me to put it all together, because I have to take all of Cindy's quarterly money, all of my quarterly money, and then I got to base it on the percentage that we spent on SNAP, so we have to keep our hours, okay? And then from that, I have to take my expenses, so I take utilities. For the utilities for the quarter, I have to divide it by 4, because I have 4 departments. And then after that, I have to multiply that times the percentage that Cindy and I have worked on SNAP. So sometimes it's 43%, sometimes it's 50%, and that's the pot that I can bill. But it's a lot to do in the budget, it's a lot to, and because the budget starts in October, I have to do October through June 30th with 1 pay rate, and then July through September in another pay rate. So there's a lot of work to it, and I don't necessarily know for $2,500 if it's really worth it. I just want to bring it to you guys. What do you think? I mean,
What was it originally, before they did the cut?
we usually get between $5,000 and $6,000. It's about right? A year? Okay. So now they're going to give us 25%, so it's probably going to be around $2,500. And it's just a lot of work to do for that amount. Now, I'm not saying Cindy's going to continue doing SNAP. We're not going to stop the SNAP program, okay? We're very vested in doing that. But the amount of money that gets reimbursed, I don't necessarily know that it's conducive to the amount of time that I have to spend.
Ballpark, like, to take you 20 hours to get 2,500, ballpark.
Yeah, yeah.
How many hours of involvement does it take from you?
From me?
Yeah.
I usually do like maybe 5% of my time, but because most of what I do is outreach. Most of what I do is outreach and training, doing flyers, meeting with people, stuff like that. I don't really do a lot of the application stuff. Cindy does all the application stuff, and we've done very, very well. Every audit we've done, we've gotten 96, 97, 98%
what they're
approval rate, and they are like, you guys are wonderful. So we're not going to stop what we do for the people. We're going to continue doing that. That's still, just like Andrea and Susan do the Medicare counseling, no matter what, we don't get reimbursed for, we're still going to continue to do it.
And how often is that 2,500 allocated to us?
That's a year.
It's for the year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes,
you look at your hours over the course
yes,
of the
yes,
year.
yes.
If it outweighs that, then that's something we should.
Yeah, I just wanted some opinions. I don't, I think it's a lot of work for a director to do, to put all this together, and then it goes back, and then on top of it, the application invoice can be 75%, and the outreach, they divide it up, invoice could only be 25%. So then I've got to make her salary and my salary under application, and the invoices and the utilities and the expenses make 75%. So then I got to, like, kind of toggle back and forth to see what I can do. It's a lot of work. It really is, for that amount of money, and I don't necessarily know that it's.
No, it's
it's-
probably spending more doing it.
I think I think I do, and even though it's a quarter, it still takes me like 4 days, 5 days, and I'm getting it during the year, so I,
There-
So what's the question?
Do you think it's,
I have a question.
it's due in May, it's due May 1st.
yeah.
And I'm like, should I be spending my time on this or not? Because there's a lot of work to get that budget together, to put it in and to have them review it. So they're concerned that a lot of people are gonna stop doing the SNAP. We're just, stop doing SNAP because they're only gonna get 25%, like Outreach Partners. We're not gonna stop it. We're just not gonna be partners with them. So they're not gonna have to come in and do audits or anything. Cindy's still gonna do her same stuff. She's still gonna do the PSIs, which are the permission slips, so that she can
Right.
work with people. None of that's gonna change. The work's not gonna change. It's just, my work is gonna change, or the director's work.
Administrative end of
The
it.
administrative end of it is a lot, really is, for that
the
amount of money.
Commonwealth, there was some talk, and I have not followed this, to be honest, is that the Commonwealth was going to try to pick up some of the slack.
Reimbursement rate?
Yeah.
They can't, because they have an error rate, I'm sure people have seen it. The error rate is like 16%. They're down to 11% now for the error rate, and a lot of the error rate, they used to have maybe 5-6% error rate in some of their applications. Now it's up to 16%. I think a lot of it, that had to do with COVID and the expansion of that, because people just came in, and now people have to send in their medical expenses and things like that. And then they're finding that people did get SNAP, and you've seen it all over the news where SNAP is, being fraudulent, where people are doing it. But I think because they self-reported things. And I think now that people have to report things, that they're doing more, the government is doing more, which I think they should. With all the fraud and everything, it's just billions
It
and
leaves,
billions
it
of
leaves more
dollars.
money for those who need it.
Right, exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
So I just think it's not I think it's not, cost-effective for the director to be spending the time to do this, but I do think it's wonderful service that we do with our outreach department.
Absolutely,
So.
absolutely.
I just didn't know if anybody else had any, it's $2,500 a year.
I know that it's gotten more complicated for the recipients because we're helping people in technology.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have an app on their phone, and it's like they get to see the balance
Yes.
of what is in their
That's-
account.
yes.
And quite frankly, a lot of the people have a great deal of difficulty in setting this up, and so we've been helping them do that.
And that's what Cindy does, and that's what technology does, and we're not going to stop doing that. We're
No.
still going to we're still going to provide the service. It's just.
Just the
my part.
administrative part is too much.
I don't think it's cost-effective.
Money.
I have a question. I actually have two questions. One, how long have we actually been applying for it? And in the future, if they do give additional monies, not continuing to be a part of the application process, does it hurt us in the
No,
long run?
no.
That's the first question.
Not at all.
And then the second question is, the $2,500, what is the impact, if any, with what we're currently doing now?
That just goes to Cindy's salary. So when ARAW is done, I put Andrea and Susan on Formula Grant, and I can put Cindy on SNAP. But it doesn't always pay everything, because sometimes I have to switch Cindy to
So it goes-
Formula,
So
so,
it goes to
their salary.
their salary. So my question would be,
She would go to Formula.
You take more.
she wouldn't lose the money in the
Well,
job
that we
she's
have.
doing?
No, not at all, not at all, no.
Money is
We would
just a
we
matter of
allocate the money from
allocating it
where? From-
differently.
From Formula Grant.
So we take the money,
It's
this
all,
2,500 from
it's all,
Formula.
right, it's all the outreach staff, it's all grant funded, all of it.
Right.
It's ARAW, it's Formula Grant, it's outreach partner.
Right.
Yeah.
So
We
it
would lose the
would,
2,500, yes.
Yeah.
so it would take from another.
Grant.
Yeah, we take,
Another
we take,
bigger pie.
we would take
Right.
the 5,000 or whatever, we don't usually use 5,000, we usually use anywhere between 3 and 4, because I always want to keep a
Right.
balance in there. But even if we're not a partner, a SNAP outreach partner now, I'm going to let them know that we're still going to continue to provide the service. And then at a later date, if they decide to go back to 50% or even increase it a little bit, we can still apply to become a SNAP partner, and they would never turn us away.
All right, just for me, to make sure I'm thinking this
yeah,
right.
I'm just
Right.
So 2,500, we would stop this partnership.
Yes.
Because the administrative costs,
Yes.
time, and aggravation aren't worth the reimbursement rate that we're getting at 2,500.
Yes.
That account would not be impacted because you have some funds in the formula grant, which you could transfer over to make up, which is really 5,000, right? We used to get 5,000?
We used to get
But now we're
around
only,
5.
we're only going to get 25.
Yes, we're going to get
So-
25% of that.
That line item's going to be impacted 5,000 either way.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And you have enough in formula to
Yes.
kind of self-absorb.
There's AREW, this formula, and we've always got Salvador. We haven't even, we haven't done much with Salvador. We kind of been.
So we lost 25 already anyways, and you're saying the rest of the
But we didn't
25
really
just
lose
isn't worth it?
25.
Well, they cut
I
it.
mean, we didn't lose 5,000.
We
No.
normally get 5.
We will.
They've already cut us down to 25, and what you're saying is for that 5,000, maybe it was worth the work, but for 25, it's really not worth the work. So,
Right.
Yeah.
but we have a place to absorb that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we have a few places, right?
Right, did I say that right?
Yeah,
My-
we-
And that's
I mean,
how
we do.
I'm
Okay.
hearing it, right.
When do they start the cutting?
When do
When are they gonna
start
cut it to
cutting is the
25?
question.
The
Oh, October. I have the money coming in. I'll do all of our stuff this year, because I'm here through the end of August, so I'll do, and they're
It's the
only gonna
next
have
fiscal
September.
year.
Yeah.
Next fiscal
So
year.
the only thing I won't do is put the budget in for May. I'll just I'll send them an email, I'll let them know, thank you very much. We're gonna continue doing what we do, but we're not gonna be we're not gonna be a
partner.
sanctioned partner or whatever, but we're
Oh,
gonna
so you're
continue.
doing the
to-
reports to October?
Yeah, we do the reports
And
throughout
you
till
get
September.
50%.
Yes, we get
So maybe the new
50%.
director can make a decision on whether she or he
Well,
wants to do it.
the applications.
The application's due May.
Yeah, he.
I have to put I have to put the application in for May.
Area, she or he?
Well, I said, yeah, he-
Just want to be clear about that.
Well, I don't know who we're hiring, do you?
No.
I didn't say that. What did I say? She or he? That's all I said.
But it's just my time to do it,
Right.
it's due May.
Right.
So,
Well, you gotta put the budget in
Final
May.
question.
yes.
Right. The-
Oh, can I just ask one last question? What is the name of the partnership that we actually,
We are a SNAP outreach partner.
no, right, but
That's
the
what it's-
organization that gives us the money, whether it be 5,000 or 2,500, who's the partnership? with?
Department of Transitional Assistance, DTA.
DTA, all right. I didn't know.
DTA.
That's funded by the Fed.
It's funded by the federal
Right.
government,
States.
yes.
I'm just looking at it long-term, like
Right.
when you dismiss a partnership.
Right.
You know what I mean? Does
Right.
it affect like the COA
No,
in the long run? Because I'm assuming that all the COAs go through that.
no, no,
They don't.
no, 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 no,
So
no,
you just
no.
found that one on your own?
Yeah, there's not very many, there's probably a handful of COAs that are partners, because there's a lot of work to it.
Right.
And they don't necessarily have an outreach person or somebody who could do this work.
Right.
We have outreach, so because we have, one
Right.
full-time and two part-time, we have outreach staff that can
Right.
do this. So we became an outreach partner. So this is kind of above and beyond. The DTA have their own staff, their own SNAP
Right.
service people.
I love
But
these
they-
acronyms.
Right.
What?
And-
Oh, yeah.
What does DTA stand for?
Department of
Transitional.
Transitional Assistance.
And I think that by Beverly's participating in this program, we've helped make life easier for the DTA in their
Yes.
reporting.
Yes.
Because we've done so well. But we also, I think, have to recognize that we have had a great report card, if you will.
Yes.
And that not all jurisdictions have had the kind of report card
Yeah.
that we've had. So that's.
Right, some of the audits, some of the people don't make it
audits.
past the first year or the second year because, and they try working with them. The other thing is, we could get, if we had a full-time person just working on SNAP, then we would get 100% reimbursement, 100, we'd get 50% of her 100% of her salary, because it would all be on SNAP. But most COAs don't have a full-time SNAP coordinator. Most of them don't. They have somebody that's just.
And you don't see a need for that, so.
Well, Cindy's going to still do it. She's still going to do, full-time,
Oh, no,
no.
full-time. You
No,
don't see a
no,
need
no,
for us
no,
to
no,
do that.
no. She spends about anywhere between 47 and 57% of her time on SNAP. Because it takes, again, you were talking about how people have a hard time with the new app and what they do, and Cindy helps people with that. And
Right.
she meets with them, and she helps either set it up on their phone or their tablet. And a lot of times, she sits in the office with them and does it with them because they have a hard time.
Such an important program. It's
Right.
food.
Yes.
It's
yes.
Food.
Can I,
Very
can I-
complicated.
Beverly, can I ask,
Yeah.
what percentage of the town, of the seniors, or, do you have to be a senior to get SNAP?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, plus,
She
what
works-
percentage of the town, of this town, gets SNAP?
Do you want kids involved too? Do you
I
want
don't,
that?
just what percentage of this town gets SNAP?
I bet you
It's more than you expect.
25, 30%?
Right.
Of the town gets SNAP?
I think so. I
That's
think
an
so.
important program.
There's a lot of, right, there's a lot of children who do.
Right.
Because a lot of the folks that go to the food pantry are also SNAP recipients, and they go to the food pantry, and a lot of those folks have kids. We see grandparents going with their grandkids.
So I guess my
So-
question is, administratively, if you're running this town, and it's a huge percentage of this town, wouldn't it be, why is it fractionalized? Why is there A, B, C, D? Why isn't it one organization in the town, one department
One
running
social
SNAP?
service department that
Yes,
kind of
that's my
umbrellas.
question.
Yeah.
That's a question.
That's a question.
That's a
question
question
for
I don't,
Chris.
that's a
That's a
question,
good question.
yeah, that's a question I don't
question
have
for
an
I
answer
think,
for.
I think the servicing of the younger folks with
Yeah.
children
Yeah.
is in a different area, and I think a lot of that's done on Fall River, to be quite honest with you.
Right. I think that.
With organizations that get involved with the children who
Right.
need assistance in Medicare, Medicaid, whatever.
Isn't that what you did for a living? Child
Well,
and Family Services?
No, I
No,
didn't.
no.
I prosecuted child
He
abuse.
did that. Yeah.
He was on the
Oh, he was on the other end.
Yeah, no, but I do think that that's an important question, and I think that that's something that people don't realize the function that the Council on Aging does. It's not all knitting
Yeah.
all day long at the center. But I mean, the
Really?
social
I thought it was
services,
just
the
knitting.
outreach.
As long as we,
going
I
on.
think as long as we continue,
Wait,
I think as long as we continue helping people who come
Yes.
in.
Yeah.
And that is
Yes.
Bev's objective.
Yeah.
This is
That's
more an administrative
Yes.
collection of data that's just turned into a waste of time.
So our consensus, I'm sorry, Lisa, you had another question or comment?
So when you said, do you want the numbers with the children?
Yes.
Are we also helping those families?
We can, and we do sometimes because Cindy gets something called a SNAP gap report, and these are people that have fallen off SNAP because they just haven't redone their applications and stuff because of paperwork.
Anybody can come to the
So,
COA for that assistance?
pretty much.
It doesn't have to be a senior.
No,
who
no,
has
Cindy, no,
disabilities
Cindy
or
works with,
needs.
Cindy will work with anybody. So a lot of times we get grandparents, they have grandkids,
Right.
and there are school lunch programs, and people will come in and ask questions. And a lot of the younger folks with kids she can help them get on the computer, and they could, most of the time, do things on their own, but they have questions about, how do I show my expenses? What do I do for my medical expenses? And Cindy will tell them, these are the things that will help you. You put your rent in, put the electric and the gas in, put your medical expenses in, those count
Yeah.
toward, what you're eligible for. So,
I guess one more comprehensive question is, guess I'm unclear about delivery of services on social service issues. I know that this organization is seen as the social service system for seniors. Is there such a service for the rest of the community in this town?
Not in Westport.
Not yet.
No, not here.
Not in
what
Westport.
you have is the schools, you have the schools for social
I know, but
workers.
it's-
No, but what I'm saying is that's what you have. You have the schools with social services. I think the police department too might have people, because I think Tony was one of those people who might have to help out when there was some things going on with criminal stuff in the police
Yeah.
department. And if the fire department finds something that's going on, they do a referral to, so
With younger
again,
families, if they qualify for SNAP, there's generally going to qualify for
many
medical
other
assistance
things.
and many other things.
Right.
And those other programs are really good. They have a lot of counselors that you come in, you may sit with them about, say, I always say it's Medicare or Medicare, I forget which one it is.
Medicaid.
But you sit down with them, and then they are very good, just like we are, at saying, look, your family qualifies for SNAP, your family qualifies for this. Their interaction generally is children-related, so those organizations.
I guess
you know,
I'm just trying to, it's part of our job as an advisory board. As an advisory board, that's what we do. I don't know. It sounds siloed to me. That's all I'm saying.
It is.
It
And I'm
is.
not making any, I'm just making an observation.
It is.
Sounds very siloed for delivery of services, of social services to this town is extremely siloed.
We do not have in this town a Department of Social Services.
correct.
We do, we, Council on Aging, is the.
The
one-
closest thing we have.
Right.
Yes.
And that we, if somebody were to walk in, we would provide them with a good referral.
Yes.
Which I think
And
is
which Tony,
important.
which Tony said is Fall River. So
Right.
you would call Medicaid, you
Right.
would call the Mass
Right.
Health
DCF or
Assistance
whatever.
line and ask them, do you have a counselor who come out and help them so that they could fill, although our outreach workers, Andrea and Susan, help people do mass
know
health
that. I know they
applications
do.
all the time. So again, there's a lot of overlap that we
And
help people.
unfortunately, police and fire, by the time we're involved, it's unfortunately
It's-
not a great
Yeah.
situation.
That is correct.
Uh,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have a group here that could kind of intervene prior to it requiring
Right.
police and
That's-
fire
So
assistance.
you feel like we.
But when it
could
does
use
get to
one.
that level, there are, emergency nets that
Yeah.
catch them and
We
bring them
hope,
there.
we hope.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something with a lot of small towns do not have a Department of Social Services. I think over the years, we've picked up that slack. But I do believe that if you come to the Council on Aging, we'll make a good referral.
Absolutely.
A
Oh,
good
absolutely.
referral is service to people. Like,
Absolutely.
you'd say, here's the phone number. This is where you would go if you have a family. And so
And do
Or even
people
make-
know
Yeah.
that we are that resource,
we
though?
tell them,
Yeah.
and people will.
No, not enough of them. no.
But not
You're right.
enough.
You're right, not enough of them, no.
That's-
I want to say, I had a conversation before he became elected, Rick Mundy, where I was talking to him about, I had a situation, I don't want to make it any more obvious who it is, but where the person was having issues with, after his wife died and taking care of himself. And for the next week or two or month, we had fire and police coming to the house almost every day. Until I finally went next door and said, what in the hell is going on here? And it turned out that we made a referral to here.
Yeah.
And I said to Rick, I don't think the town understands that we were saving money on the town by using social services versus police and fire to go to houses.
Right.
Which is what Fall River does all the time.
Yes.
Because I spend a lot of time in Fall River, and I hear the ambulances. They're not for fires.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
for overdose of drugs and other things. I'm trying to move the system over a little bit to more comprehensive delivery of services so it isn't siloed, which is what it is now in this town. And it always costs more
Yes.
to do siloed than to be organized.
Another factor of that, again, I don't want to belabor this,
Yeah,
but
we're on
in all,
Treasurer's report.
in all fairness, is as emergency services go to houses, unless the person's incompetent, we can't make them do things. And I have experienced this personally where I've gone to the same house multiple times, and I would wish nothing more than to get them help, but they just won't accept it. So there is that avenue too, but, so you kind of need that emergency service. Yes,
Yep.
we keep going there, but eventually at some point, either the person deteriorates to where we can override their
Yes, it's,
request,
yeah,
or we talk them into it, you know?
Right.
It's a tough situation.
it is tough.
Terrible
What is the
situation.
criteria
that,
to
it's like-
determine if they are competent or not?
Usually they will go to the hospital, and then
In
the
the
emergency room makes a decision.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they're released
Gotta
back
get 'em
home
there.
within a day. And then you're there the next week, the same scenario. You can't make a judgment call, but you're concerned enough, they go get seen, and a determination is made, and if they're not found,
Yeah.
where they're at that level of, I hate to say incompetence, but
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
competency hearings at
you-
Northampton State Hospital when I was.
it's a sad situation.
Can't make,
Some people are just stubborn, especially in this town, I hate to say.
That's right.
And just,
Independent.
and just so you know, some of the other towns do have their COA director working under, they have a Department of Social Services, and that's what the COA director does, and there's other people
Yeah.
too. So there's a different umbrella, so like you said, it's not siloed, it's, the COA is under the Department of Social Services, and they have this huge umbrella where they have different
Right.
things, so.
Mm.
They do, some towns do it, but we don't have
We
it.
don't have that.
I think that was a
Can we get
great
back to
PR,
me?
though. I
I'm
think that was a
sorry?
great
I think that
presentation of
people should
information
know.
to the
Yes,
people.
yeah.
Yes, that we're ready to,
And if somebody knows of families that need help with SNAP, they can come to us.
Yes.
right.
Great
And
public service announcement.
public service announcement, that's what we're here for. Muriel, can we get back to any questions
Sorry,
on
Muriel.
Muriel's treasurer's report?
Yeah.
Yeah, Muriel, we didn't mean to ignore you, but I think that was very good, Beverly, that you
Yeah,
So what is the
jumped in about the
decision?
SNAP.
Have we made a decision?
I don't know.
yeah, I'm probably not gonna do it.
Consensus sounds as though
Okay.
that we'll let Beverly decide, and it sounds as though the decision on Beverly's part is that we're not going to participate May 1st with an application.
And if the new director decides they want to, they can take a look at all of the process. I can hopefully show them the process in July and August, because I still have to do that report.
Right.
And I can show them the process, and then they can take a look at it. And if they want to reapply, they can.
Can always
They can.
revisit.
May 1st.
Yeah, it'll be the follow,
2027.
yeah.
So
The
they'll
only
have
thing, the
time.
only thing we should stay focused, this will be very brief. We are an advisory board. We don't tell you what to do.
Right.
Yeah, no, I know.
We're an
understand
advisory
that.
board. We
Right.
do not,
She
we're
did-
not a
But that's
management,
why- but that's
this is
why
not
I-
a management board,
No,
this is
but
an
that's why
advisory
I
board.
bring it forward, just for
Yeah, she did
opinions.
ask us.
Because somebody might have had an
on
opinion,
the
like
record as
Muriel
well.
said, maybe we should let the new, and I understand that, but the problem is it's coming up May 1st. so-
Right. And
And
May
it comes
1st
up
will be-
so much earlier than November, so when things change, my budget, sometimes my budget isn't even anywhere close to what it should be, because I did it in May, and then things change, and now it's November, and it's like, okay.
Can we change that?
No.
No, it's
It's the
the
feds. Really? Really? You haven't worked with the feds long enough to know?
So do we have any more questions for Muriel? Getting back to the treasurer's report. I think we had some questions. Do we have any comments?
No?
We also have Helene's charts, so that we can sort of explain where we are. We're about halfway through the fiscal year, and,
Oh, more than
Well, I mean,
half. Oh, yeah, July. You're thinking November.
no, I mean, I think that we're more than half, and so what we're seeing, when we see the lower
Amounts.
amounts, I mean, I
Right.
think that that's reflective of our time, of,
Maybe I could ask one budgetary question. It's going to be in your report. You talked about the social day program, a revolving
Yes.
account was critically low.
Yes.
Is that something, Muriel, that
Well-
are funds not going there, or?
I don't understand her number in the director's report. You said the balance in February was 28.
It was a throw out there. It was just a
Because
throw out there.
it was 41,000, the balance.
Yeah, that's the absolute dollars. I just put a.
But from the
number out there
data-
At the
Have
time.
it.
Other
At the
than,
time.
It
other than
wasn't
attendance,
balanced.
nothing's changed as far as the money that's going in there. It's just the attendance is what's impacting.
The attendance is lower. We've already dropped the number of staff, okay? And I took one of the staff people and we put it on South Coast Community Foundation, because when we had voted, we voted that one of the staff people, one of the aides could be paid for that. So hopefully that'll, and we did start seeing an increase. People are coming back from the.
But that's not from a
cold
federal
weather.
cut, it's.
No,
impacting
no,
that.
no, no,
As
no.
far as budgetary
We don't get,
wise.
yeah, we don't get anything
And I
federal. from-
believe a few people aren't coming 3 times a week because of the cost went up.
Right, the cost went up to $60, and there's a couple of
So they're
people
going-
who aren't coming, but
So you can get somebody else to fill their
Right.
position.
they're getting scholarships, so
They're
it's
getting-
not even coming out of their pockets.
Right.
It's a, yeah.
they're individual situations, and Connie does a really fantastic job of keeping track of the individual situations. And I know when Connie and I have had discussions about this, and if they, $60 a day is still so much less expensive
Then respite.
than, I mean, it's more expensive to have your dog
Yeah.
taken care of for the day.
It's
quite
$10
frankly.
an hour.
Yeah.
It's $10 an hour.
Right,
and you-
And these
yeah.
people
So-
are taken care of, they're
Fed.
safe, they have 2 wonderful meals, they get to socialize, so it's.
Yeah, I'm not trying to
it's a
get,
shame.
I'm not trying to get in the weeds. I just want to make sure that the
They're
budget,
taken care of, but some of them like to come because keep them, and it got too expensive. Because
Right.
they only have so much money.
yeah. My question was
People-
just, is it because of participation the income's not coming in, or because of these federal issues?
No,
Is there
no,
anything
no.
other impacting,
Nothing
while we're
to do with
talking about the budget,
This is
that
not-
line item? So no,
This is a revolving account
perfect.
under the town.
Right, and
Great.
it pays for itself. The town and the feds don't pay for anything. The people who you're speaking about, though, they've made a choice because they're widowed or by themselves, and they like coming in because it's a social thing. And they felt that, one day a week. 1 day a week instead of 3 days a week. But the scholarships are there for them, and they're
But their
still not
income is
coming.
Probably not low
So-
enough to use the
What
scholarship.
did you just
That's
say,
in
Bev,
the
about
district.
1 day a week
They're
instead of
coming
3?
1 day a week instead of 3 days a week. They were coming 3 days a week. And the scholarships pay for the person that was coming 3 days a week, and she has chosen to come 1 day a week. That's her choice, okay?
Oh, if it's a
Because
scholarship, that has nothing to do with.
it does,
Sure.
because she's, no, yeah, right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's one other person that I've had a conversation with, and we've talked about funding, and if she needed anything, because we've always talked about that, there's
Right.
things that we can help with scholarships and things, and she has chosen not to take advantage of that. So I can't,
She doesn't want free money.
again,
You're talking about one or
No,
two people.
you're talking about two
You're talking about
people.
individuals.
you're
now.
talking about, yeah,
I
we
think
can't, yeah,
also-
that's not,
Also, in the winter, we were talking about, Lisa, we were talking about, and Tony, we were talking about the idea of the census was low, but when we discussed it, it was partially because of the weather,
Yeah.
the severe weather. People just did not want to come out.
they're coming back.
So they're coming back.
Some of those
now.
people are coming back.
They're not quite snowbirds,
Yeah.
but they're coming.
Again, I only brought it up, I just want to make sure it wasn't a budgetary,
Right.
a grant or any issue other than attendance. We
Attendance,
have to
right,
deal with it.
attendance and the number of
As long
staff,
as
we
that's
had
the
to cut
only
back on
reason,
the
then
number of
that's it.
staff because we didn't need them. And we were still having 5 staff on when we only had 9 or 10 people as opposed to 22, and it's like, no.
Yeah,
I
you
have
don't think
to
it's
cut
because
back
we
the staff.
jacked the price
Yes.
up? Or
No.
we're giving tuna fish sandwiches
No,
instead
no,
of chicken
yeah.
soup? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing like
There's
that.
a lot of
a lot of-
vectors
there's
that
a
go
lot of-
into
That's
this,
fine, yep.
this number, so. Muriel,
Anything else?
And transportation revolving has also gone up a little bit
Yeah.
too. We've been able to manage, I had the transportation clerk's position put on formula grant and then put it back on transportation revolving. So I think in formula grant, ARAW, the grant came in, so
Yes.
now I can take the girls in outreach off of formula and put them on ARAW because we got that check.
We didn't usually do it till June. Because
Okay.
it was
Well.
easier
Oh,
to run it through for the next year too.
okay. All right, so,
we get that check in April. It's just, it's so off. That
Yeah.
fiscal year is so off for ARAW.
and we just got that check last week or so.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
it just went in last
Yeah.
week, so.
okay. All right, so,
Did you hand out all these other things too? Oh, no, never mind, those are mine. I'm looking at them going, okay, those are mine, never mind.
okay. So the treasurer has made her report, and we have the supplemental material from Helene to go through. Do we have no more questions. Do we have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I make a motion
Okay?
to accept the
Lisa?
treasurer's report as amended.
A second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
No oppositions, thank you. All right, the director's report. Beverly, you're up.
Okay, I applied for a $75,000 grant from the Department of Transportation for operational funding, which means it pays for drivers, yay, and gas or stuff like that. And I did receive $30,000 out of the 75 that I applied for. The grant period is from January of '26 to December of '27, so it's 2 years, yeah. So, and the reason I think we got, I don't know if I told people, but they said that we received, this is from DOT, we received nearly $14 million in total requests with less than 5.5 million available. Okay, so remember I said the need out there is really high?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is it state how much you can use for expenses and how much for,
No, I have to go back and look at my budget, what I did, but I was pretty sure that I put in mostly for drivers. But I'll go back and look at the budget.
Does this mean you'll?
It doesn't say on here that I can only use a certain amount for anything,
use
it's
it
not,
any way you
yeah.
want.
Is this like some of the other grants, you'll get 30 and then potentially more throughout the year? Or you asked for 75 and you only got 30?
I asked for 75, I only got 30, I've never gotten this one before.
Okay.
This, because they've never done, Serta has never done the operational part of it, they've only done the van. part of it.
Beautiful.
So this is nice, because last year I got 19,500 from Bristol Elders, and I didn't get that this year, so this is a good, you know.
So this is a
good
one-shot deal, good.
Yep,
Thank you.
so, and if they do have more, they might, you know, they might say, some people, like, in '27, maybe all of the money wasn't used for other companies or whatever. So maybe what they'll do is, if you've got COAs that aren't using it, or close their vans, or do whatever, they don't have van drivers, or whatever, the money goes back in, and,
Good.
so, anyway, so that was that one. And I got the $30,000 from the Association for the Relief of Aged Women, 30,000 grant. I asked for 35, I got 30, which is great. And we're good to go. It's, and they do something called trust-based philanthropy, where you don't have to do this whole huge report. We still do the monthly reports. Andrea, Susan, and Cindy still do their monthly report with how many people they have in their roles, how many clients they have in each person, how many is assigned to each person, and then how many services that they provide. And then they do the ARAW separate, how many ARAW clients they have and how many services they provide. And a service isn't, a service amount, if you have one, it doesn't mean it's an hour. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 5 hours, it could be, you know. So it's hard, it was always hard to gauge the hours because they wanted to know how many hours we did the old reporting. So now they do trust-based philanthropy, so I had to go in and meet with a board member and Executive Director Claire Foley, and I met with them, and,
They determined your trustworthiness.
yes.
Yes, she,
And they said, oh, no, I'm going to be, they already asked me, they want me on their board when I leave here. So I told them that I would do that, so probably starting in, I said, well, when's your board period? She said, oh, no, you can come on anytime. I said, okay. So
and I think
probably.
that's a testimony to our relationship, long-standing with this organization, and the fact that in tough times, that you got 30 out of the 35 is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I think they added maybe one new partner this year.
Yeah.
And they only have, I think, one other COA, and that's Fairhaven COA. And Fairhaven COA also has a supportive day program.
Right.
And they do a lot of the scholarships for our supportive day people. And it's really great because I recently, in January, I asked for an increase for their amount too. We went to $60 a day, so they're paying that. And we also increased our transportation fee. So I think that's why you're seeing transportation go up a little bit and supportive day go up a little bit too, because they're paying the $60 a day.
Beverly, can I just ask, maybe I should have asked it with the Treasury report, but I'm just curious conceptually, the percentage of grants versus the percentage of fees
Okay,
running this place.
Okay.
I'm just curious because I think in talking to the public, people need to know how we go from 230,000 to 750,000. And as we go forward, especially talking about the as Patrick McBride would say, former high school, not old high school. The notion would be how we generate, I think is important to the community, how we generate, this department, which is the premier department in this town for
social service, the social,
living above our means.
yes.
How do we do it? And I think it's important for us to repeat every time we have these meetings, and even in the budgets, whether it's Helene or here. How much money comes from grants?
I don't have that.
I know you don't, I'm just saying,
Well,
conceptually, we need to know.
We have two programs that are all fee-run. The activities program, which is mostly all our exercise, those are fee-based, okay? And those fees pretty much cover all of the costs. We don't charge them to rent the space, we don't charge them for water and that, but we usually have a little bit extra. So if we needed to pull from activities, we could. We don't typically have to do that too often, I don't believe. That's
But I'm
correct,
just
right?
curious
No,
of the
no.
percentage.
Yeah, I know, I'm just trying to think, and then supportive day is on its own. So those two
Supportive Day
cover.
also has grants you're using.
Yes,
and-
so I would have to go back and look at what the fees are that come in and what the grants are and separate, because I have,
Well,
the
that
grants are
should be
six.
on her printouts.
Right, but I don't know the percentage, I'd have to go
Yeah,
in back and take a look at
That
it.
might be
Yeah.
something that we can have a better look at next.
Because I
I can,
think that's,
you know that pie chart that I have that has that, I can separate that out.
Good.
For grant funds and
Right.
fee-based funds, so that you know, so that 65% that's grant funded, maybe 30% is fees, and maybe, you know, the rest of it,
Well,
you know,
okay.
maybe 35, I'm not sure, but I would have to go back and take a look at it, and I'd be glad to do that. That's
Good.
easy enough to do.
Okay.
That's easy enough to do.
And that is, I think, an important piece of information for us and for the town
Yeah.
to know as we're coming into the annual town meeting.
Yeah.
right.
I'll just-
I also think what David is trying to say, though, is that people don't realize that the grant money that you bring in, and we as a body, far exceeds anything
Right.
within the town. If you're bringing in
Right.
$650,000 to run your organization, and the fees are maybe, and I'm just gonna throw a number out there, so the public don't crucify me over it, but if it's only 5,000 in fees, and I'm just giving a
Yeah.
ballpark,
Right.
but I know I'm pretty accurate on the 650, 700,000 that she gets with grant money, people don't realize that the efforts to cover all of the expenses is through grants that Beverly gets that allow us to facilitate
Right.
the services that are so essentially needed within the town. The town doesn't give you that money.
Right, well, the 750 is the total of that amount.
Right.
The total,
Right.
including the
So-
two, including the 230 that the town pays.
Including the 230.
The 230, $230,000 that the town pays is my budget. The rest of it is all grant fees and everything. So I'll take
But
that,
if you
it's
only
probably
had
about,
230,000,
Oh, nothing.
you would never
Nothing.
be able to do the services, and I think that's the point you were trying to
Yeah.
make.
Well, yeah, I think, let me just say, I think the point is, for the next subject on the agenda, or one of them, is if we ever get into the old former high school, and we have a conversation with the town about next steps, this is a very important piece of information.
Yeah.
It's huge.
these fees, right,
That's right.
right.
Yeah.
And I think the rule of thumb that I've explained to people when they've asked is that we have a budget, and we get a third of the support from the town, and roughly, two-thirds from other sources, which includes grants and fees. And, you know, if you'd like to make a donation, you can make
Yes.
it directly to the Friends, you know, or.
Oh, to the town,
Yeah, that's right. It can't really
Right.
come to us. It has
I've
to
been
go
on
to
this
the
board
Friends.
more than a minute, and
Yeah.
I still have a difficult time
Yeah.
with understanding the budget. I don't know how they do it, because programs start in February, they don't pay out till March, you gotta have a report in January,
Right.
and we're
It's a
dealing with the
sudden
town budget, we're dealing with special grants budgets,
Right.
then we have funds that are donated, and it is a
Inherited, yeah.
crazy way of budgeting. And
It
I
is.
give them a lot of credit to not only manage it, but know when to rob $2 from Peter to put into Paul to pay Mary's.
Exactly.
It's crazy, and I have attempted to better understand it.
Impossible.
And I haven't been able to as of yet. I have a general understanding, but I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, and I give them a lot of credit, and, you know, a lot of budget issues come up here, but I give you guys a lot of credit for not only keeping it plowing, but making it at least work, and we're not in constant deficits, because if this was my checkbook, I'd be eating bologna sandwiches every day, and I would walk to work. I would walk to work. It is very, very, very complex. I give you guys a lot of
Right,
credit
right.
to keep that going.
Well, you found a social service worker in me.
Yes.
Yes.
Who loves puzzles.
Well, there you go.
Right, and I remember my first year, okay, and Muriel and I were going through the budget and everything, and she did hers on paper, and I did mine on paper, and I want to say, she and I were only $150 apart after our first year, okay? That was it, and we did it all, and it was like, wow, and Muriel even said to me, you know, you've got a good handle on this, you really, again,
Right.
because of some of my background, so we've always been, you know, really close with what we're doing. Granted, I know sometimes I'm off a little bit here and off, you know, but again, you know, it is a lot.
I
of
deal
work.
with a fairly large budget, and
Yeah, yeah,
it's simple compared to this.
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah,
Compared to this. And it's the dates, it's the how,
yes.
this starts in February, July, and when you have the, I don't know how you keep track of all of that. That's what makes it so
Right.
difficult.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
budgets, you start January or
That's right.
December or July You know what I mean? So you have a certain time period, which you do too.
Yes.
But everyone is a different time period.
Yes.
And you guys are all over the place during
And
the year.
Helena's doing the day-to-day, kind of like, the checks from here.
No, it's difficult, and
It
it's
is.
because we
There's a
get all
lot.
these grants.
There is, there's a lot, and you're
And
right.
I think
we
it's
got-
difficult as an advocate to explain it to people.
Right.
Oh, it's
I
terrible.
mean, I think that's the challenge.
That's why I say
That's
one-
what, every time I listen to this, I'm trying to think, how am I going, how would you advocate? How would you clearly advocate this to people? Because you sit here and you feel like you're in a maelstrom of information.
Yeah.
And you can't connect one dot
It's
to another.
impossible to do it in a 2-minute conversation, so I just tell them, it's grants, I don't know how they do it, it's magic. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you.
I have a magic wand.
As well.
Magic, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, the grant
Great,
means magician.
Anything else in your director's report, Beverly?
Oh, yeah.
You do? Yeah,
I do
yeah.
have some things. We got a congratulations from Massachusetts Councils on Aging that the House Ways and Means released their fiscal year 27 budget, and we are at level funded with $16 per older adult. We're not getting any cuts or anything like that. And
This is amazing.
the next step is the budget process to advocate the same increase of Senate Ways and Means. So we're looking, with, we send out a lot of, I send out a lot of emails from, to Senator Rodericks and to Representative Willett. So we send all that out. But that's good that they're trying to keep it. I think because we have so many seniors and there's so much senior advocacy in this state, we're one of the forerunners and forefront, not the forefront for senior services and
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
so, because we have such a big population. So, and we've got Mass Councils on Aging as our sort of a membership guidance that helps us with the Executive Office of Aging and Independence.
Aging.
Everybody changed their names, so.
Yeah. No, but it is a professional organization.
It is.
That is a great source of information and recognition, too, of who's doing a good job, and just to really,
Yeah.
to go that extra mile and to be recognized. And also, they've been a great advocate and lobbyist, if you will, to the state government, to make sure that we do have funding in this state. So,
I applied for a couple more grants, and we're just waiting. The AARP 2026 Community Grant Challenge for the emergency management category, we applied for $15,000 for replacing the emergency shelter materials with the cots and the pillows and things. I did that in conjunction with the Fire Chief, Dan Baldwin. And then the other one was submitted for $15,000 for home repair category for the outreach department. Agrees this funding would be beneficial to many seniors who need repairs on, we were thinking stairs, railings, screens, windows, door locks, and handles, and things like that, okay, that people need. The maximum benefit for each person would be like $2,000 to do that. So I'm waiting to hear from them, but I won't hear till, I think it's like May. Yeah, the end of May or June. They usually send you an email, but you can't send it out. You can't send out a flyer or anything until July because they announce it in their AARP magazine and on any AARP promotions that they do. So I'm hoping, that we receive something. We did get it a couple of years ago for transportation. I got 10,000, so we're on their radar. We've been, before.
Good.
We received the second and third payment from the formula grant, and the remaining balance of the formula grant expected in May is $14,992.33. I don't know why they divided it up the way they did or how they did it, but anyway, because we got 14,000 and then 15,000, and then the last part is 14. So
Another example of a grant, makes no sense how you get it, but you just get it, you
Every-
gotta manage it.
Every year.
every year it's
Gotta
different.
manage whatever
Sometimes
they
it's-
do.
Sometimes you get the whole check, sometimes you get half the check. I don't know, we've never had the formula grant this way, but I don't know, so.
Do you know if the same people are administering it every year?
Oh, yeah,
or some-
yeah, same
oh.
thing. Executive Office of Aging and Wellness, yeah.
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 But
It
because
just
it's
depends
a
on what
grant,
the state, it just depends
have
on
to
what
do
the
it their
state
way.
is giving them. They can't send it out until they get it, so. So,
And how their budget
yeah.
the
Right.
budget is going in the state.
When do they,
They were
yeah?
being very cautious, I think, if I
In
recall.
case they had any 9C cuts or anything, they wanted to make sure they could hold back some of everybody's, because a lot of, I think the school gets a formula grant too. I don't know if the police department does too, but a lot of
A
different.
lot of the town.
The towns get formula grants from the state, so. ARAW, we talked about the $30,000 that we received. Samco fixed our sink and plumbing issues in the boardroom, restroom. And then we had, he fixed an igniter coupling on one of the heaters and the thermostats. Ever since we had those thermostats put in, and they weren't put in by Samco, they were put in by Jim a long time ago. And ever since we've had them replaced, something always happens with them, they're always kicking off. So, my maintenance person, well, really, Helene went out and Wayne told her which ones to buy. He bought 3 thermostats, he's replacing them. So we don't have to pay Samco to replace them because knows how to replace them. It's like, okay, so
Yeah, they're
he's
not-
going to replace them. Yeah, they're easy to
Pretty
do.
clear.
So I told him, I said, do one, make sure it works before you do all 3. Do the first one, make sure it's working, and see how it is, you know? And when we replaced them, the reason we replaced them is because they used to have this plexiglass clear thing over the thermostat, and everybody was like, it's too cold, it's too hot, and they'd put knives in it, or pull it off and change it. So what we did was we changed the thermostats, because they were all broken. We replaced the thermostats, and they must have given us old ones or something, I don't really know. And then they put metal around it. Nobody bothers it because they can't see it, so out of sight, out of mind. So nobody keeps saying, I mean, they might say it's cold when it's cold, because it's 50 degrees and it's not working. But for the most part, they're not changing it up and down and up and down. If people are warm, I tell them, open the window and let some fresh air in, rather than changing the thermostat, you
like
know?
children.
So, yeah.
With children.
So-
It's hard, the big
Yeah,
spaces.
well, you have the supportive day people on one side of the wall, and of course, they're all
They're
cold.
always
So
cold.
that's why they have that heater in there, the split. And then the people that are doing exercise are hot, so I tell them, open the windows, and, you know what I mean, and open the door and let some air through there, so, yeah.
The problems the director deals with during the day.
It's like, okay.
Aging.
So supportive day, the average census went from 12 to 15, so it is going up, okay? And we had 13 days in March. And I did put that number in there, but I, like I said, I don't know exactly when. That was a general number, that, I thought it was 34, but then I thought it went down to 28. So again,
We never
Penny.
hit 28.
it's okay. Well, it might have been,
Only
it might have
with
been in the middle of a month when I asked Helene for a number. We didn't have everything in there. We didn't have all the deposits in there yet, so I just asked her for the number. So it was probably closer to 34 or something like that. But anyway, it's still, you know,
Let's talk
low.
about staff, because sometimes we have trouble getting staff.
Yes.
Do you notice that when you let them off, or whatever, don't use them anymore?
Yeah.
Are they not receptive to that, because nobody doesn't want to work, but does that make it more difficult to get people to come in and work for us?
No.
No?
Because most of those folks are retired.
Okay.
So because they're retired, they don't mind working 1 or 2 days. There's only a couple of people who really rely on, you know, and unfortunately, when you're in your mid-70s and you're relying on it and you have to do it, that's, you know, so they try to be mindful of that. And then people try to, you know, I've got Janine, who works in supportive day, but I'm short a driver, obviously, because Bill's out. So Janine's doing more of the driving rather than
beautiful.
supportive day. So we're, you know, we're.
Yeah, you imagine.
Yeah.
I was curious if it's impacting almost the morale of the place
Yeah.
as far as
No,
that.
it's called pivoting.
There you
It's-
go.
You kind of learned
Pivot.
really well with COVID, so, you know, we
Yeah.
kind of know how to pivot.
And you
Good.
have a number of volunteers in there that.
Yes,
that-
yes.
That are aides that,
Yes.
that help to make
Right.
that
Right.
smoother,
Right.
go more smoothly, I guess.
Outreach has been busy, volunteer department's been busy, transportation has been, you know, still going. And I attended the mandatory training for SNAP partners on 3:30, and that's where I found out about them going from 50 to 25%. So that was why I brought that up.
A question, Bev, where do most of your volunteers work? Or,
Reception, technology, and supportive day.
okay.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, even the supportive day too, some of them work in the kitchen. We have some people who come in and bake things for events that we have or whatever, so, yeah.
Okay,
That's
thank you.
pretty much, oh, well, I shouldn't say just that. My board members, the Friends board members, and the landscapers too. Actually, we put an ad in the Evergreen because we needed more landscapers and more gardeners. And I think she got 4 or 5 really good candidates that are coming in. So, because she said, you know, I remember back at least 7 or 8 years ago, Carol Scarborough and I, on our hands and knees, the highway department dug a trench all along the exit driveway.
Yeah.
And we planted daffodils, and I mean, we must have planted 1,000 daffodils on our hands and knees, and she said, I couldn't do that again anymore. I said, I don't think I could do it either, let me tell you. So, but the landscapers, they do it, the yard and the gardens always look.
Always look good.
And they're, on the 30th, the 29th of April, they're bringing in, the Friends are gonna pay for, and they're bringing in gravel to fix up the gravel that we have, because it's all, like, the weeds are coming through, so they're raking it down. And the highway department is gonna come over with shovels and wheelbarrows and bring it to where they need to, so they can just rake it. Because they said, you know, we just
heavy,
can't,
yeah.
it is heavy.
Oh, yeah.
It is heavy. So, they're gonna come over. They're great with us, absolutely great. Anytime I need something, all I have to do is ask, and they're right.
Yeah, they are,
there.
they're
So,
incredible.
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah,
yeah.
so. And correspondence for Bristol Aging and Wellness, the board met on 3/26 and reviewed the nutrition program. Every meeting, they review a program. They talked about the new hires. They had some people who were promoted, so then they had new hires come in. And they talk about the budget expenses with deficits and balances in each budget category. They review critical incidents and the status of a discrimination complaint that they had. I can't give you details because they say it's not for the public, but just so you know, those are the kind of things that they review every month, you know? So, very few, very, very few critical incidents. I mean, you know, sometimes, you know, somebody goes to do a wellness check and they find somebody who's passed away in their home and things like that. So, other than that, you know, most of the critical incidents are those kind of things. Or somebody had a fall while they had an aide or somebody there, or a caseworker.
Can I add something? On your community grant challenge, I just wanted to mention that the Commission on Disability has monies, and we partnered with Habitat for Humanity. So if you did need any type of railings or anything with regards to accessibility, we have the monies too.
Oh, okay,
That.
okay.
We always look for projects to do, rather than doing it for sponsorships for.
I got a project.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a one-time donation, right?
Yeah.
What's
They
that?
don't have to report
Right.
to you every month or.
No.
Right,
No.
it's
No,
it's
they
only a
can come and say,
1 month.
Yeah.
like, for instance, the Habitat for Humanity came to the Commission on Disability. They actually had 2 residents that needed,
Ramps.
ramps, thank you.
I watch your meetings too.
Yeah, so ramps, and they were $2,500 each, and Habitat for Humanity didn't have the money, and they were 2 residents in Westport, and they were disabled. So we funded it, so as a
Okay.
result of us funding it, we now are partners with them.
Yeah.
And so we kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing being is that we do get monies. So we always tell people, if you want to come in and donate, rather than getting a $300 ticket, because that's where we get our funding from when you park in a handicapped parking space. And if it's a commercial vehicle, it's $600 to $1,000. So the monies, that's how we get budgetarily, you know,
Right.
yearly, but in addition to that, we are now being trained for grant opportunities that we're allowed to get, so we can help with the, I don't want to say old school. Are you saying the old
Former-
school
the
now?
former
Okay.
school.
And then we found
Oh,
out.
I already know what I want. I want an automatic door on that north
That's
side,
right.
so
That's what
we're
we
going to
do.
you, exactly.
Yeah, that's
So
what we do.
we're going to you. I already got
So the
some other
nice-
monies put
and-
aside, so yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the nice thing is that rather than like, you know, and I hate to say this, because there's a lot of visibility things that we do, like if they're doing like a fundraiser, or a golf tournament, or people come to us, you know, to work with educational projects. We really, our mission is to help people with accessibility within the town.
Right.
So whether it be a public building and/or a private, in the private sector, that's what we do. And I did want to mention that Cheryl, that works with you.
Yes,
I wanna
yes,
say her
no less,
last name.
no, no.
But I did want to
Yeah.
say that we were successful in getting her what she needed for her vehicle. And so the nice thing is that we supplied that funding for people that need any type of special adaptability, you know,
Yeah.
within their vehicle.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we do a whole host of things, and we do have monies available, so please come to us.
Yeah,
Lisa, thank you. I
Thank
think
you,
you had mentioned that, you touched on that last meeting, but you weren't, the detail, we didn't have the details, but
Right.
that's terrific to know, thank you.
Yeah,
and at the last meeting, just so
It's nice
people,
to be reflected in the minutes, though,
Yes,
too,
yes.
because then people can read, you
Yeah.
know, about what we're doing. I'm sorry.
just so you know too, the last meeting, the audio cut out. So after about, I think after Muriel's report, the audio cut out. Yeah, so a lot of what we reviewed didn't even
That's
get,
true.
didn't even
That's
get
true.
aired.
That's good.
It just looked at us talking without any voices.
Yeah.
So we could have dubbed it in another language or something,
Right.
but it didn't do it. So I just wanted you to know that. So that's good that you brought that up again.
Makes sense.
So, and I do have one other thing. I did send everybody, okay, this little handy-dandy little 2-page thing about pickleball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And I wanted everybody to take a look at it. Now, I don't know,
Further down on the,
is it, okay, that's fine. Well, okay, hold on, pickleball. Okay, so we'll talk about that after.
but thank you for
Yep.
finding that.
I put it together, I did a lot of research and kind of put it together and said, okay.
Yeah. I learned how to print now.
Last time,
Yeah.
already prepared. I was like, what are you doing?
Okay, so anything else in your report?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, very good, thank you. Okay, so we can move on to the update on the usage of the old or former high
Former.
school for the code reviews, and
I sent an email out to the architect. I'm waiting for him to get back to me. He was supposed to do a Code 10 synopsis of, and I'm waiting. I don't even have the contract yet for the $2,700. I was sick, and then I was out on vacation in March, and then he was out on vacation. So, again, it was the beginning of April, but when I get back today, I will definitely email him again and ask, you know, do we have a time for
our
this? Because
status.
we'd like to
or-
get it done.
right.
Yeah,
So then we
That's
have
it.
a work list.
yes.
Of perhaps what, you know, and to work with the building department.
Yeah, we can work with Ralph and
Ralph
see,
and-
and see, you know, are there things
What we
that,
can do.
yeah.
Okay, you don't have anything else that,
No, I think everybody, anxiety levels are pretty high. We've been waiting a very long time for something that we probably could have been told a year ago that we could have
Right.
been working on. But anyway, I guess we'll just have to tell people to hold on.
Yeah,
that's right, we need this report, so, and there's only one expert that can give
Yeah,
it to us.
yeah.
so.
Do you think, just want to say, do you think once the report comes in, this would be just speculative, but considering what we want to do there, in terms of just using exercise classes, I can't imagine that the punch list is very
I don't think,
expensive.
I don't think between 9 and 10, there are very big
That's right.
changes, because he said he doesn't even need to go back into the building,
Oh.
okay? So because he doesn't need to go back, because we haven't done anything in the building, he doesn't really need to go back. He just has to compare what are the new code specifics that changed, and how does that fall in line with what he had before? And that's what he's doing, okay? So again, I don't think there's huge changes. Are we going to have to grandfather some things in, or we may have to? But I know that that's what Ralph said. He could go, you know, send something up to Boston and do. And a lot of the, I just read something the other day or over the weekend, a lot of the older buildings that are being repurposed, that's what they're doing, they're grandfathering in or waiving
Just ask for
and doing it.
variance.
Yeah,
right.
because they said they want to be able to use, they wanted to recycle, reuse, they want to be able to do this, and that's what they're trying to do, is make use of the old school, the old,
So that's
the
to
older
our
building.
advantage.
Yes, it is absolutely to our advantage, so.
Correct.
yeah.
And it's far less expensive
Yes.
to rehabilitate a building for whatever the use is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Than to.
Knock it down and build from, yes.
Especially if,
yes.
like he says, the bones are really good, and
Yeah.
he keeps saying that.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what.
Bones
we-
are good.
When we met in December, it was in December that we met with Ralph and the building department.
Yeah.
I think that that was what we said, well, Code 9 says this, let's see what
Code
Code 10, and there seemed to be no discernible
Right, right.
difference, we're not the experts.
Yes.
So we'll let the expert
Yeah.
tell us what we might need. And we had our own list of things that we would want to see, as Beverly mentioned, the automatic handicap door
Yep.
type of, those types of things that would.
Yeah, it's more for comfort and
Right.
the automatic doors
Aesthetics.
for safety and ADA. The bathrooms are pretty good already. They might
Yeah.
need a couple of little things, but for the most part, they,
Yeah.
but there's a little bit, so. But it's those kind of things. Again, if we know we can go to Disability Commission, we can get the money to get that stuff done.
Right.
Along with the air conditioning and that
Which
one.
benefits anybody who uses the
Of
building,
course it
really.
does, absolutely. The buildings are supposed to be that way, so it's
Right,
it's
and there
not.
are people using that building right now, and
Yeah.
the school administration is just around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's.
A better bathroom would benefit anybody.
Anybody.
Exactly,
anybody.
exactly.
It's not just for us.
Right,
We're willing to
exactly,
do the
exactly.
expenditures, but it's really for this building and whoever uses it.
That's correct. Okay, so the next item is the 250th celebration. And 2 weeks ago, we had Abigail Adams come to the center. And thanks to the Friends, they paid for that. It was a really fun morning.
Really
We
Thanks, Cindy.
must- Yeah, we.
Thank
She was terrific.
Check. But there must have been, 50 plus people there.
Yeah, there was close to 50 people. I mean, it was
Right.
very
Very
well
good.
attended,
Nice.
very well attended.
Which was social day? How many social day people were?
Probably only 10,
And I think only 10. Yeah, they just
But
sat in the
the
back
aides
with me.
too.
Huh?
The aides too.
Well, yeah,
In and
yeah,
out,
but still, but they
there
were,
were people that were sitting in the seats. There were
Yeah.
people that came specifically for the program. And this reenactor is really known all
Over
over.
the- mm-hmm.
And it was just really interesting. And she learned a lot,
Yeah.
because she's been emailing with me,
Mm-hmm.
about the Quakers in our area and how different the West Coast, the South Coast is from maybe all that we're hearing about Paul Revere's ride and all of that. And the Quakers here were their peaceful selves and actually had to pay taxes for the support and the protection. And so she's wanting to do more, and I just said, you got to talk to the historical societies, I mean.
Yeah.
But she is very, and she's a college professor at LaSalle, I think, and has written books, and so she was really an interesting,
yeah,
character.
it was very well received. People really did enjoy it. It was
and
very
she
well
got
received.
people to participate.
Yes, yes, I had to.
And you were somebody.
Yes, I had to wear a wool wrap and a cap, and boy, wool is not my friend, let me tell you.
no, that's-
I'm not, I was like, okay, but, yeah.
I noticed
yeah, It was
Fairhaven,
good.
I think it was Fairhaven or Mattapoisett
think so.
also had a program with her.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
she does Eleanor
Eleanor
Roosevelt School.
Roosevelt. I've seen her as Eleanor Roosevelt.
And she wants to do it in Fall River.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
We've talked about
yes.
that.
So she's a very busy lady
Yeah.
this time, but it was good.
Yeah.
And I think that, that was thanks to the Friends. So
And we had a meeting,
Thursday evening.
last Thursday evening, and it was sort of a kickoff so that people could come in, businesses could come in, and people could come in and find out a little more about what Westport 250 is doing. And they had signs and they had people sign up. And we probably had maybe 25 people there, 30 people there, to come in and find out a little bit more about the different things that they're doing for Westport 250th. And they're trying to get people involved and trying to get the town involved. I just got an email this morning that Abner, is that his name? Who's going to do Paul Revere did his ride in this area. Abner. Thank you, Brownell. Thank you, Val. Abner Brownell did a ride like Paul Revere in this area. And they actually got an actor and a horse, and they're going to recreate.
Good for them.
Okay, and they're going to do it on April, I think it's going to be April 30th. Don't
Yeah.
I think it's April
Right.
30th, but I'm not positive, but I want to, it's supposed to be, and they're going to be coming in, going to the middle high school, the Mac school, the elementary school, and they're coming to the Historical Society, I think, and then the COA. But they want people to come to the COA or the Historical Society, not the schools, because they don't want people coming in and out where the kids are there. And they're doing stuff with the kids, and the teachers are getting the kids all excited about doing something with them too, which is really great. But they did get an actor, and they did get he's gonna ride through and do what and dress, full dress and everything. So I think he's coming to the COA around 11 o'clock.
Oh, that would be great.
So it's
We'll
gonna be
need to
really, so
know.
we'll have to, so we'll have to make sure that we advertise it and we let people know.
Helene, if you could possibly send out a blast.
Yeah.
Sure.
From what you have.
Yeah.
When we know
Yep.
more of the details,
Yeah.
because that would be fun.
Oh, yeah,
That would be fun.
absolutely.
I did see something this morning on the local news of how they're covering, apparently the rides were during the daytime and not at night.
Yes.
And so this may be far more appropriate, historically correct. So that would be great to see at the Council on Aging.
I just wonder, I know this would be a grander, larger idea, but we know historically, and I would talk to Robin, who works at the library, she's sort of the unofficial historian,
Okay.
about the quarries that are around here. But when you think that they floated boats down the Westport River,
Yeah.
I mean, the hulls, and before there was Hicks Bridge,
Yeah.
I think it would be a cool enactment to have some kind of a boat floated. I mean, that's
Starting
what
at your
this.
house?
Not starting at my house, starting at the head, is where it all happened. But I mean, that was a huge part of this.
Yeah.
There was
Well, they have-
there was shipbuilding here.
Shipbuilding, yeah.
Right.
Well, they do have the shallop coming in.
Yeah.
And the shallop was the boat, they said it's only a 30-foot boat. I was thinking something much bigger, but I guess it's a 30-foot boat, and it's coming from Boston, and it's coming all down the East Coast, and it's gonna hit New Bedford and Westport and Newport and all different places. And it's August 15th, it's a Saturday and Sunday. I think I had 14th and 15th, Friday and Saturday. 15 and 16, Saturday and Sunday, okay. Because Tony is driving one of our vans, Tony and Nancy are driving on Sunday, and Nancy and I are driving on Saturday. I called him and said, hey, what are you doing Sunday the 16th? And he said, why, what am I doing? And I said, you're going to drive the van because we're going to bring people to the point, or wherever it's going to
Right.
dock, so that people can go and listen and do this stuff, so.
And does Dharma Voyage, do they still do that sort of thing? They have the boat making and,
I don't know who is involved with this, if it's the state or the Mass 250 Commission got it together to do it, and then they wanted Westport, and like I said, Westport and New Bedford, and I think Newport.
yeah, because that's,
places.
I think it's
The
a
Dharma
Westport.
Voyage
Yeah.
is, they're
Fall
they
River?
rebuild a boat, but I think that they're looking for leadership and volunteer help right now.
So, and Fall River, like I said, it'll be on the Westport 250 has a website. And if you go on their website, they have the events that are taking place. So they have the July 4th parade, they'll have the Abner Brownell ride, okay? So all of those things that are happening will be on their website so that you can find, they'll have a calendar and they'll have events that are going on between now and the end of the year or so.
And the Historical Society has their walk going on, their self-guided walk. So there are things that are going on, but you're right, at the website, you can find out.
Yeah, find out.
A lot of these things are low-key and not
Right,
overly publicized.
right.
And River Day is part of that, too, right?
Right, River Day is
Yeah.
that's coming up in June.
Yes.
That'll be here before we know it. as
And we'll
well.
have a van on that one too. Nancy's gonna be shuttling people back and forth. We do
Okay.
a lot of the shuttling. That's one of the things that our vans do. And I don't charge companies, if they're if they're, 501c3s or three, however you say it, and they're, the Historical Society and other things, we don't charge. We pick up the tab for the drivers, because I feel that's what we should do for the community. But they're always, nice enough to give us a donation,
Yeah, we've done
which is fine.
races.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
drove
we've
a
done,
bus for
we did
races.
we did the races, we did the walk for Westport. There's a lot of different things that we
Right.
do. We did the flower.
And I don't get paid.
Show in Dartmouth, yeah.
I volunteer. For the record, I volunteer.
All right.
Yeah, and I volunteer too. And I volunteer too.
That's
So
nice.
only my driver gets paid, so I volunteer too.
That's
so,
great.
Yeah.
Nice.
so.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, I mean, there's a lot that's happening for the
Yes.
250th. So the next item is the director's job description. I think that in this process, we have been active. We gave recommended job description items. It was sent to the town administrator. Since we are not the people doing the hiring, but rather the town administrator, it is the town administrator's purview. I did speak with him, and so we worked on this, and consensus was in January that I could send it forth. I sent it to first part of February to the town administrator, and I believe that it went before the select board. They approve it. My understanding is that our town administrator is trying to standardize the job descriptions, the professional job descriptions and others throughout the town, and they're examining the steps. So I've been asked by our town administrator if you have anything to add. You've seen the most recent job description. I think it was presented at the select board meeting, most recent. I didn't get it till the day after that meeting. I think that's when you got it, Beverly. Then our liaison to the board was very active throughout the process of putting comments, and everybody had the opportunity. So, last call, do you have any other comments or suggestions? We've asked the Friends if they had anything to add as
I
well.
have one, and this
Sure.
is just
Uh-huh.
the police officer in me. In this document, we refer to the public that we serve as older adults in some areas and senior population in others. Is there a legal term that we need to be cautious about as far as, should we pick one or the other? Do they mean the same? Is seniors like a certain age, doesn't it have to be a certain age to be considered a senior?
Well, for AARP, you're 50.
That's what I mean, so is that
So it's
language
just- it's
important?
just 50. AARP is 50, and that's when you get your AARP card and all that. I'm sorry, but that's what they say. I'm sorry.
So
And
is that
then,
something we need to be concerned with, that this person will only work with people 50 and older?
No, I think that I think that that's a good comment, and I will pass that on.
Yep.
I don't know that, I think that within the field of gerontology, I think I've told you, the textbook starts at 25.
Right.
And the idea of, no, seriously,
know.
gerontology is is the study of aging, and we're all aging every day.
So let me ask you, what do you think is the better term? Older adults, or to call who we work with seniors?
What would we prefer?
I mean, I really think it's a hodgepodge, and I don't think you can get it right.
Yeah,
I don't think that.
Yeah, I
and-
think
and by
seniors has a definition where older adults doesn't.
Yeah, and I would
We
just
need
say,
the definition.
by the way, and I apologize, because I can't tell you whether it's the New York Times or the Boston Globe this morning. Was an article written by a professor talking about, this is the reverse. Now, we're gonna have a hard conversation at some point in this room, because I think the notion is that seniors have dominated society. We have senior senators, senior judges, people living in houses much bigger. I mean, it's a radical approach to us, the seniors.
Yeah.
50
And
and
we
older.
have to get prepared for this. We can't run away from the notion that we are the dominant class in this society right now.
Yeah. No,
give me a minute.
Okay.
Especially in Westport.
No, everywhere.
Everywhere.
I'm just saying, I
Yeah.
I
understand.
mean, it's high here, it's high in lots of places.
The whole
Okay.
South Coast has the highest proportion of seniors or.
And it has housing
older adults,
implications,
yeah.
it has job implications, it has economic implications, there's a host of things. If we're in this room are not talking about this, we are not doing our job. I mean, I don't know the answer. I'm just telling you that the trend is, we have more than everybody else.
Well, I think you're right. I think the bashing has been senior bashing or
Yes.
looking at things generationally, like we're the boomers and but the millennials, I believe, have as much of the population, when you look at numbers.
Yeah.
But
But anyway, to get to your question,
well,
Chuck, I mean, I want to answer his question, which is, I don't know what
Yeah.
number you would age,
One-
what you should call us.
One of the things that they're doing is there's a whole group now that is talking about reframing aging and
Right.
the language that you use. So I'm not really worried about what we use right now, because there's a whole group that are doing that, and I've been part of some of the committees, and what you need to do, because there's a lot of ageism out there,
That's
and they
right.
want to get rid of it, and they're trying to reframe how you think about aging, including the language that you use. So I applaud you for bringing it up.
Yeah, no, it
but
just looks like
doesn't-
it's two different categories, where I don't think it is.
No.
Are you talking about the Mass Council on Aging? When you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that-
Mass
yeah.
Council on Aging,
Professionally, throughout, I think that it's.
I mean, aging does say what we're doing.
yes.
We're
yeah,
aging.
yeah.
We're all aging.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think if
yeah,
you want a
yeah,
word that
we're all of
describes
that,
what's
all of
happening,
that.
we're aging.
Yes.
I think that also what has been thrown in here and some of the things that was taken out is working with the elderly. And elderly, I mean, this,
There's another term.
well,
Yes.
other connotations
Yes.
of what
Yeah.
the meaning is, as though, that we're all decrepit or in need, and.
I agree. I think when you use that word, there's a
Right.
certain
Yeah.
mindset of that particular group.
No, so I think that you're spot on here, like older adults or seniors, but whatever it is, it should be consistent.
And that's an inclusive, right? Not that, at 50 is the only time that we can
Right.
deal with.
No,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah.
And again, when I read it, I just thought that the two terms made it appear, in my interpretation only, that there were two different groups of people that we're
Right.
servicing, and I almost wanted it to be more inclusive.
There you go, that's a
And
good.
That's just people helping each other write in different sentences, and it goes into one day.
And I like older adults rather than seniors, because you got seniors that are graduating from high school too, so it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember talking about seniors, and I was talking about the
That's
school
right,
kids,
that's right.
and they were like, well, no. seniors-
I'll just give you a
So
very
again-
brief example.
You know, what if
No,
we,
that's perfect.
what
I
if we
think
take
this is
Patrick
great.
McBride's comment about old high school? He said former. So
Former.
why don't we say former teenagers?
I like that, why not?
But in one of the areas, it talks
We're
about
all
budgets and
former
grants,
teenagers.
supportive services for older adults. In the next sentence, it talks now about
Page
the
one?
departments, the general summary. This is just an example, just an
Yeah, yeah,
example.
no, I
And in
mean-
the next sentence, it talks about the Council on Aging will maintain services supported for the senior population. They're two separate sentences. It almost appears like it's two different
Two
groups
different-
of people.
yeah.
And I just want to make sure we're
I
inclusive.
think that
Yeah.
that's good.
Whoever we're talking about is inclusive.
No, so we can submit that.
Pick a word and-
We can
pick a word
submit
and
that
flip
to the town
Right,
administrator
right.
too, and say, language should be consistent
Right.
across.
I actually like former.
Former teenagers?
I like that one even better.
We'll see how far that goes. Yeah. Okay, any other suggestions, Muriel?
Well, mine isn't a suggestion. I want you to know that on the personnel board, they voted the position grade to 10.
Okay, well, that's.
Yeah, but that's
not-
on the thing.
Well, this
Just
is-
so you know,
Yeah,
the
they did.
information.
No, okay.
And the
No, they
pay range is from 80,000 to 112,000.
Yep, it's been classified, yep.
Okay, I think that all the job descriptions are being worked on. That's
No,
real,
they're not.
okay,
This-
all right,
So-
that's good
Not-
to know.
Yeah, just to clarify what Muriel is saying, there were 3 different job descriptions. This is the rewritten copy that that Chris Vitale actually
Yeah.
wrote.
Right,
We never saw this. We only saw, as a board, our final draft that originally went, and then it was rewritten from the ones that
Right.
was discussed. So I'm just clarifying this. And so based on that, when we hadn't had an opportunity to see this, that's when, Muriel and I had actually found out by accident, actually Muriel found out by accident at the town hall. So we wanted to have the opportunity to bring this to you and the board, because they said that this was sent to you a week before the meeting, which we found a little,
And it was not.
wait, it was not.
So
It was-
let's clarify for the record, it was not.
Yeah, but it was only
Do-
sent to her.
Helene
not
has
to us.
something to
No, it
add.
was
Sent to her.
It doesn't have
Excuse
to
me.
be,
No, wait, it was sent
No,
to me
just so you know.
Thank you.
Stop,
yeah.
one at a
We're
time.
going to have a conversation here
that's-
on the table.
But wait a minute, we're being asked
We're
today,
supposed to see what they
excuse me,
Muriel,
Muriel?
hold
on. You're out of
Being
order.
asked today, based on what you have in front of me, what I have in front of me is what I have received from the town administrator the day after the select board meeting.
Correct.
Okay, so what we're being asked today, what I was asked to do is to ask you to, any other comments, and then to get back to them and
Additions.
today. Any additional, so we've had one.
Helene has a comment.
Helene,
I opened the email today that was sent from the town administrator, and I opened up the job description, and it was at a pay grade 11.
I didn't hear you.
this
say.
is, right.
Yeah,
It's just,
I
The
did
11
watch,
was highlighted, it was.
yeah,
highlighted.
but.
I did watch
it's
the
just
meeting.
done at the personnel board on the 15th.
yeah.
But
He hasn't
he
changed.
he said that he thought this was the most updated, and it said pay grade 11.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
No, but
The
that
minutes
probably is a
that they-
typo, because I did watch the meeting, and he was the advocate
Okay.
to bring it down to 11. Matter of fact, they mentioned that the grade 11 was because, it was Bev's fault, because when she came to the position, her skill set
Yeah.
was beyond the level
Yes.
10.
Right,
And to
right.
reach a compensation rate that was
Right.
equitable for her, the job went to an 11. But he did advocate absolutely that this
Right.
position should go back to a 10. They agreed, and they did take a vote.
But that
Listen, I
is
live a
not-
boring life, I watch.
That's
these
That's
meetings.
not
No,
the,
no, but that is not within our purview.
No,
and
absolutely.
That's not what we're being
No, it's
asked to do.
just so to know
Yep.
what
Right,
the
but,
pay grade is.
but
and
it's,
stuff.
it's one of those things that, we're just being asked for comments, and I think that it's good to know about the pay grade, and, it's just,
No,
but
that's
it's
beyond
not
our purview, and
that's
that's
not
what
our
they picked.
responsibility.
I personally don't think there's any big meat and
No.
potato issues with this. This is me personally.
No, that's
Upon
good.
reviewing it. I have one more little thing that I
It's
can't
just, we
help it.
like these little things, that's
I
what we're
can't
being
help it.
asked to do.
One of the, and I think this one's important, right? It must be available to respond to emergencies, urgent situations affecting program participants, staff, faculty, including supporting the operations of the senior center as a designated warming and cooling center, and assist with emergency preparedness and response efforts. That's for the whole town. That is right. Anybody goes to that heating center.
Yeah.
That is that's a benefit that this position has, that's responsible for that emergency services for the whole town.
Right.
I just don't want people to think it's just for seniors that can utilize that building for that, and she wouldn't be responsible for anybody that comes during those emergencies.
Right,
And the town needs to know that, too. We talk about a
Okay.
public thing.
good. I think that's.
Let's hope that never happens, but when it does, that building
it
is for
does.
the entire
that's a good comment.
town.
I think that that's very helpful. Okay, any other
That's it.
comments?
That's it, that's my declaration.
Okay, Muriel?
To you, I want to thank Mr. Chris Vitale for, our town administrator, for writing a terrific job description, much better than what we submitted.
Right, well, that's his job, and
That's his job,
great, And
yeah.
it's good,
No, it wasn't. It's all.
well, okay, whatever that may be, and we do, we thank Chris, I think and also, one of the major contributors to this
Dick
was
Brewer.
actually Dick Brewer, who gave us, because he had been working, so all of those corrections that we were looking at in December and January came from him.
The big Dick Brewer.
Quite a bit. So, and Lisa, you have a comment or suggestion to add? Okay.
No.
So, the consensus, pardon me?
Tony Covenant.
Okay. Marie, you had something? No? All right, so,
I move we accept it as amended, this draft.
A suggestion.
And amended, as amended
Yeah,
by,
with the
I-
suggested
Okay.
amendment.
wait, let me take this. Muriel,
One
you got
other
this?
thing, Dick Brewer had amendment at the select board's meeting.
I have it.
Okay. I don't know if he's probably gonna present it at the board meeting, so that you know.
I spoke with Dick yesterday, and so what we're being asked to do is that this goes to Chris, and he will take care of it from this point, because
Yeah, clean it up.
Yeah, he'll clean it up. I think that there were grammatical things that we had.
Yep, there's a
had-
couple I won't point
Yeah,
out.
that we won't bring our red pen out and that, but other comments.
It's in red, too.
Right, right. Well, I have a.
I can't help it. I can't.
Yeah, okay. So,
I have a motion.
okay, so we have a motion on the floor.
I don't have a
David?
second.
Okay.
Oh, I'll give you the second.
Let's hear the motion again, please, so that we all.
I have a motion on the floor to adopt, with the amendments that have been offered today, the draft job description for the Council on Aging that we received.
Can I just
Go
say
ahead.
something?
Sure, yeah.
I'm a little concerned about the word amendment, because that means,
Well, what we said here.
no, okay, suggestions.
Right, the
We
suggestions,
want,
comments.
we want to make a motion to
Submit.
accept submitting the suggestions from this board to the town administrator for the draft job description.
Okay, if you,
I just think
Fine
if you
with
say
me.
amendment, then it
Because
says
we
it's
don't
gonna
have
put it
the
in.
authority to.
We're not-
Put it
yeah.
in. I'm,
I mean, just choice of words, okay.
not
Yeah.
a.
Well, this, what I received in an email from our town administrator was to gather the comments and suggestions from this body.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
Yep.
And so.
Okay, I just wanted, I
But
So
that's-
let's call them, then how about if I
So we-
rephrase it
so-
to say, let me just, I'll rephrase
Okay.
it to say,
Rephrase.
instead of saying amendments, I'll just say that I'd like to have a motion to incorporate suggestions to the original draft that we received from the town administrator.
Okay.
That's a good one. Second.
All right?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstentions?
Okay.
Did everybody
Good.
vote? Did everybody vote?
I
Did
don't- I
anybody
didn't
not
hear-
vote?
How about we do it by?
Go ahead, do it
we
by-
do roll
yeah,
call
just
or
so we
by
do it.
hand?
Roll call.
Okay.
So, all right, all in favor of the amendment,
Of the motion.
of the motion?
Motion, yes.
Okay, okay. I just
Okay.
want to make sure everybody
And
heard.
so
Okay.
there were no abstentions?
Did Muriel?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
She raised
Yep.
her hand.
What do you mean
Okay.
by extensions?
So it's unanimous.
Abstentions.
Abstentions.
People can
No, we're
abstain
fine.
from voting, but we, just to make sure,
Okay.
so we're clear? All right.
I just
So-
want to say on the record, I think it's good that Chris asked us to come back to
Yeah?
us.
I do
Okay, It
too.
wasn't mandatory for him to do that.
No.
So I think to his credit,
Yeah, the selectmen were
We
supportive of
actually
that
asked
also.
for
We asked.
We asked that it come back.
I
True,
don't, whether he did or not, I'm just
Totally
saying,
saying, yeah, we appreciated everything.
That's
that we did.
right.
We just wanted to have the opportunity.
To look
only
at it again.
Because even when Dick Brewer was at the meeting, he hadn't seen this either. So we were pleasantly
okay.
Right.
surprised, and that was on the record.
Right.
He was pleasantly surprised to see it, but he also felt that we, as a board, should get the opportunity to see this draft, which we
Right.
didn't get to see this draft.
Which it was, is mostly as a
That's all,
courtesy.
that's all
Right.
we're saying, that we just wanted to
Right.
have the opportunity, like Tony had some concerns, or if anybody else had concerns.
Or
We just
comments.
want- That's all,
Comments,
that's all we asked for.
Comments, yeah.
Comments.
Right.
The only thing I would ask is, and we could ask him, that when he is done, it's finished. It's
That-
been blessed by the selectmen. So that we all get a
Put it to
copy,
bed.
only because, so we can have it, if we're in any way involved in the helping them
Council on Aging, right.
applicate people, we can have this to refer to. The
Right.
official final stamped, done.
Right.
We can just,
Right.
just so we have a copy of that.
Well, I think prior, you were given, when you came on the board, a copy of the job description that was done in, what did we say?
2014.
2014. And it was 5 pages long and redundant.
Yeah, no, this is much,
But this is clearer, and this is what we were
It's up to
striving
date.
to do when we started talking about this in September.
the job description shouldn't say last date reviewed 20 years ago, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly,
If
exactly.
anything, we did that, we brought it up to
Exactly.
date, it's more clear, concise.
And it's a courtesy to us, and I think, because it's not our role or responsibility as an advisory board, we don't have any supervisory
But I think it's,
function here.
in all fairness, I think it's a little more than a courtesy. That's what this board is here
Right,
for,
right.
is to help and
That's right.
advise and advocate.
Right.
And it doesn't hurt unless time constraints, which I understand there was a little one this time, but.
Well, there is-
Just present it, because at the end of the day, we have our eyes and ears open too. And as an
Right.
advisory board, we are here to advocate. And I don't think it's a bad idea to have it come here. Process. You're right, we
right.
don't have the bite. At
Right,
the end, it's the
right.
selectmen. But we're here to kind of give them information that maybe they don't have the time to absorb themselves.
Absolutely, and that was why we.
That was one of the reasons why I even joined this board, was to be part of that
Good.
advisory part, not necessarily get into the
Don't wanna be
weeds.
manager.
I didn't want to
Okay.
get into the weeds.
All right, so we have that. We go next to new business. Thank you, everybody. The annual meeting with the Friends. I do have a date, a time that Carol had suggested, and it was perhaps, we meet on Tuesday, May 12th. Would you be willing or able to come for coffee the next morning, Wednesday morning, the 13th?
Is that going to be
Hold on,
difficult
so
for
our-
anybody?
our
Our regular board meeting is Tuesday, the 12th, May 12th.
We often have an annual combined meeting with
Right.
the Friends.
Yeah.
you're talking about the
And,
13th?
Yeah.
Talking about,
Are
So-
people available on the 13th?
Is that a joint meeting or you're saying?
Yes, it's a
Yeah,
joint
so it'd be
meeting.
at 9 o'clock, everything would be the same?
Same time? Combined?
Our board meeting, will we still have
Carol
to?
can't make it.
I beg your pardon?
Last
We
year,
will-
we had the meeting first, and then we had the.
Right, they cannot make it on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So unless you would
Oh,
want.
okay.
Why don't we
Okay.
just change it to the same day as the Friends thing?
Can
Let's
you
do
make
all
it
in one
on,
day.
well, that's part of what our discussion is. So,
Is
you
the
know.
date right now the 13th? Is that the
Wait,
proposed date?
Wait, the proposed date for the joint meeting, at least the Friends, are to have a separate meeting, because we always have a joint meeting in every year.
Okay.
Would you be willing to move our regular meeting?
We won't be able to film it, because we'll be in.
Right, we'll be
town.
at
We'll be at
we're
the
town hall.
COA,
Oh, okay.
so we won't really be able to film it, that's the only thing.
That's the rub, if you will. That's,
Okay,
so if we were to have our, because we have a regular meeting,
What time does the meeting start with the Friends?
10.
10.
and
Really?
there's no way we get anything done in an hour.
No.
We-
No.
We're
No.
Gabby
We should
Road.
try.
We should try. No, I have, I should try. I'm trying, really.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so if that works,
I personally like having the two meetings if people are available.
if they're available.
If people aren't available, then I understand. But if people are
By 13
available,
at
I
10.
think it would be two shorter meetings rather than one
Right.
really long.
It would be, yeah, and Wednesday, the 13th at 10 would be perhaps more social or sociable.
okay,
Right, Cindy?
Yes.
Yes.
So you want to do the 12th and the 13th?
Yes, we just
Are
want to
we
make,
able to
yeah.
do this?
Are we able? Is there anybody that has?
I personally can't, but don't worry about it. I have a class at the police department dealing with oil spillage in the river. Somebody's coming down, so I really can't.
so
Right.
that's the
a very
13th at
specific
10?
class.
Yes, at the COA.
That's okay, I can,
At the COA.
Yes,
Right, we're going to have.
in the tech room downstairs.
So is this going to be, I'm confused, is there going to be a
Joint
combination
Our
meeting?
Joint
combination,
So we're not going to televise it?
No, that's
I
a,
mean, we're not going to televise our meeting?
Yeah, we're going to do
no,
it.
our meeting is going to
Wait.
be the day
On the
before.
12th.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
we would
okay.
have our regular meeting on Tuesday. On Tuesday.
Okay.
All right, Tuesday, this is why, we're just saying, are you able to come to a joint meeting on Wednesday morning in addition to our regular meeting?
Okay,
Posted meeting
now I
on
get
the
it.
12th? This is an annual event that the COA and the Friends have done, and we owe a lot to the Friends
Okay.
for their support. And we're still celebrating. It's still your 40th birthday year, isn't it, I think?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Still-
Okay, so we got two meetings that week.
That's right, you have two
Yes.
COA meetings that week.
Okay.
Do you have something you wanted to add?
Sort of. Yeah, I went to one of the candidates' forums, and they were talking about how the information doesn't get out in town about what's going on. So I thought that if the Council on Aging's newsletter had a page of news that was going on, important news that was going on, just to add to that, and that would be out, something else to be out in the community.
Yes.
We can do that.
We've talked about this right after the candidates
Yeah.
meeting forum, and and I thought, that's brilliant, because Beverly and Chris Coral
Coral.
have been working on the new technology that's necessary, the program, and we would have room for this. And the Friends have been a funding source for Evergreen for quite a while, on and off, and
Right.
so this would be very appropriate. But it would very much help improve the communication within the town. Boards and commissions had something that they wanted to share with the people in town.
isn't there a town website now?
Yes.
That the town town,
Chris Vitale put up,
Jeepers,
yes.
put up so that instead of posting it, remember the requirement was just posting it, now it's digitalized?
Yeah.
So that would be good, that at least we can draw that information from there too, so that's a
Maybe.
good idea. In other words, you don't have to come here to find out when everybody's having a meeting now.
Oh, right.
There's a website, we could take that data.
Right.
And who knows, maybe we could be the go-to for anything that's happening in town, you go to the
That's-
COA's.
That's what
Right.
Cindy has
No, no.
said, isn't it? I
Right,
think it's a
that'd be a great
brilliant
idea.
idea. If
But
we can-
why can't we use it? I mean,
no.
okay, just give me a second. I'm just trying to process all this, touch, this here, over there. Don't you think at some point we need either a volunteer or a paid public relations person who is responsible and can sit here with us and tell us what they're sitting in there, making notes,
I mean, this seems so, I hate to say, rinky-dink.
Well, it would be better because you'd have a centralized location to
I
go to.
agree.
That's what happens.
I don't know if
You're
it goes through Chris or goes through us. Who funds it? We got a bazillion volunteers, creative people in this town. Why in the world can we not harness this energy?
Well-
My wife keeps, she just wanted to come out, just say this publicly, that she said, was, at least for the first time in a long time, there was another addition on the Council on Aging pickleball. At least we were talking about another subject, okay? So that we're enlarging it to a larger, one item. But the fact of the matter is, there's so much going on.
That's right.
And we have to get with it. And I don't know how. I don't know if it's a volunteer or a paid person, whether it's through the town or through this organization. We need an activities person who is cranking out stuff all the time. And until we do that, we are going to live in this sort of, I didn't know, nobody told me, how come, I'm not sure about that. And to your point, Tony, that it's hard to even understand how this all works. Right. You can't watch this on TV and figure out
Right.
what's happening here. And I do think that is something that we need to think about seriously if we're going to have people watch us and try to understand what we're saying. Because right now, can't.
But I do think that the suggestion is a really good interim
I agree.
step. You know, to getting just more of the information that
We have a
everybody
calendar of our events. We could
Of
have
our
a page
events
of
and everybody
town
else's
events, or whatever, special,
wants.
whatever events.
Right.
Yeah, we do a monthly calendar, but still, that's,
That's
and
in-house
again, I
and
like
stuff,
the
yeah.
idea of putting,
I do too.
having a page with just the news,
Yes.
what's going on,
Right.
because in town, because many of our seniors aren't gonna get on Facebook, and they're not
No.
gonna do the code, they're not gonna scan, because that's what's down, out there on the
Right.
bulletin board is the scan. They don't, the camera, they're not gonna, a lot of our seniors won't do that or don't know how to do that.
That's right.
And so you'll be getting a lot more people coming to you. It was the
Yeah.
same way when they wanted to do the beach passes.
Yeah.
It was gonna get online, but it was like the library and the COA were helping people with their beach passes because everything was electronic and,
And we
and
still
and
will.
digital, and they,
Yeah.
we still, yes, exactly,
time
exactly. But I
of-
liked having it in the newspaper, because
Yeah,
then they
it's
can
great
read.
That's a
it.
good idea.
One page,
And then-
so people can
Right.
just see,
Yep.
not in with everything.
Right,
But
right.
that's great. I think that's.
Right.
And that'd be
Great
great if we
idea.
could be that central person.
Yeah, we have the pages too, because we just went from
They'd
8
be
pages.
fighting for our little flyers.
That's right.
We went from 8 pages to 12
That's right.
pages, and now we have more pages to fill, so that would be a good thing to do.
And you can have it emailed to you.
Yes.
That is the
Yeah,
other
that's-
thing that's
Yes.
very nice.
Yes.
It's available in paper right now, but it's also hard copy, but it's also available, if you
Email.
submit your email,
Yep.
you get it before it's available in
Yes.
hard copy.
Yes.
And you get to flip pages and everything. It's
That's
fun.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a good idea.
So pickleball.
Oh, boy.
Here we go, pickleball again. But I do think that what people don't understand is that Beverly has a pickleball program, if you will, set up, the lines are drawn.
the lines are drawn, the gentleman, they donated a pickleball net, which is in a box in my office, we haven't opened it up yet, it's on wheels, it's portable, you lock it, so that way people can put it back in the shed. We got 4 paddles and 12 wiffle balls, and what we want to do is we want to start a group. And I was looking through all the different places that had it. These are just things that I just threw together, some of the issues, some of the problems that people came up with. And I thought that maybe what we would do is we would have, like they do with darts, they have a chalkboard and people put their name on it and they're the next person up. So that if you have 4 people playing, and it's not just 4 people in your group, you have 4 people playing and one person wants to step out, then that next person can go right in.
Oh.
So that way, it's more social, you get to learn more about other
So
people.
it seems like we need a set of rules?
Yes,
Is that what you're saying?
yes, and that's
it sounds
why-
like we either need a detail or a referee to manage this, so people don't start fighting over it.
Yeah, I wanna, a volunteer.
that job.
Yeah,
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 I'd
yeah.
be good at that.
Yeah.
And that's,
We'd
When
have a
you
lot- we'd have
come
a lot
from
of-
next door with your suit on.
Yeah. We'd have a lot of broken rackets.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know, Beverly, I wondered when I saw that, I thought, I'd be more than happy with 3 other people to go out there and do an exhibition, or, I don't even know exhibition. I think if people see people playing over there, mean, lots of people know how to play pickleball, and they know the rules. And when I went, I know some people don't, but a lot of people know how it works, okay? And when I went over to Fall River, and there was 15 people over there at the Y, okay? I didn't know one thing about it. And the guy said, well, this is what you do. It's about 3 minutes, go out there and you do this thing. And then you just team up with whoever's sitting there. It's sort of a social.
But it is.
It's a social
reading
exercise
this, it
as much
seems
as
like it's not.
athletic exercise.
social.
And I thought the other day, if I could find 3 other people, we could get a camera and see us playing out there, so that you at least tell people, by the way, this is another venue.
My yoga instructor, Masha Hathaway, said that she would be glad to bring some people out, and maybe we'll set up
let's do
some
that.
time where she'll do some training sessions.
That'd be nice to have somebody, or even offer an introductory class.
Yes, exactly. That's
Especially if
exactly.
you know all the rules and all
Yeah.
of that, because like I don't, not that I was.
I don't either.
That'd
The
be
kitchen,
great.
all about the
Yeah,
kitchen.
draw people in and then explain to them and.
Right, I think that, yeah, if Marcia would be willing
Yeah,
to do
she said to
that.
be willing to do it. David's willing to do it too. We can
Yeah, I'd
set
be
up
willing.
I know
some
David's
times.
well versed in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
but
you know.
I do think that.
Tennis, not,
We just have to make sure that we have the rules and that people are gonna get handed a rules thing, a list of rules, and sign up and say they agreed to it. They agreed to come into the center and sign in.
And
'cause we
scan.
wanna
Oh,
make
okay,
sure.
so yeah, you
Okay,
need
They
that.
have to come in. I would like to keep it to Westport people first, rather than having people from all different places
Right.
come in. I think, because that's what we want to do, we want to promote Westport. But
Mm-hmm.
again, you know, if people want, I don't know whether we need people to call in and reserve a place first, and it's Westport people first, and then after a certain time, because we're only going to be able to, I mean, it's outside, they can keep it
And it's
open
weather
anytime they
permitting.
want to, right, again.
They can
So,
come
but we
after
have to have, I really think in the beginning, we have to have somebody monitor. I really think so, just to make sure that it's flowing and it's going, and we don't have any of the problems like I kind of
Yeah.
highlighted in the beginning, because those were the problems that people had. So,
I just want
do
to
a
say, by
little
the way,
rules
that
board,
we know already that you can bring, lots of people have, I mean, even over at Fall River, people bring the net and their
Yeah,
paddles. They
yes.
bring everything with them. It's a basketball court.
Yes.
With a pickleball thing, okay?
Yes.
At the Y at Fall River, okay? It's, okay, we already have a pickleball, beautiful pickleball courts over at the not the middle school, elementary school.
Aren't they building something on the side of Macumber?
I don't
And
know about
redoing that whole
but
play area, and I
know that-
believe there's pickleball.
Well, the ones that are over at the elementary school are really nice.
In the back, yep.
The nets are already there.
Yeah.
The lines are already there. You want to go over there after school and play over there.
you can't go during the day, it has to be after.
Yeah, no, I actually walk around.
So
actually,
that's why we would do something during the day.
Yep.
Yes.
Because there are other things that would be at night. So that way we would have staff around and available to make sure that people come in, sign in.
But what I'm saying is, Beverly, is that the nature of pickleball is that there are, some places are using basketball courts with lines.
Yes, yes.
And they're bringing all their
Own
equipment
equipment.
with them, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're not signing up somewhere, they're just going over to
Right.
like kids with a basketball, going to a basketball, playing basketball. Let's play pickup basketball. It's sort of on the same, let's go play pickleball instead of playing basketball, okay?
I want to make sure though
So
the
it's a
stuff,
mobile game is what you're saying, as long as you have the area, you can bring everything that you need.
As long as you have the line, as long as the lines
Line is
are
there.
in, on the, as long as somebody's put,
For the kitchen.
Bev, I think to
Yeah,
start,
For the
the kitchen,
kitchen,
yeah,
for the
for the
kitchen,
kitchen.
called the kitchen.
to start, you
Got
should
my-
probably have a sign where the pickleball area is please check in with COA prior
yes,
to
you
play.
you could say that.
I think that
You
should
just
be a
please
basic
check
Yeah,
in.
sign,
absolutely.
basic
Regular
sign.
sign and maybe
And
some
then
other
you can
rules.
work on the rule, because I don't know what the rules are, what the rules are, and you probably need a waiver. Is that what you're talking about, like a
Yes.
waiver
Yes.
sign?
I want people to sign.
As a
it. They know
liability.
what the rules are. They've got a copy of the rules and we get a copy that they signed it.
So I think out of the box, we need a very clearly articulated sign saying,
Statement,
must check in with
Yeah.
COA.
And I think I would like it to keep it at certain times, because of parking, because of some of our other classes, because of, so I think certain days and times might be more conducive, and I think, you know, the morning time, we have all the exercise, the guys are all the way, so to be playing pickleball and people are driving right by them,
Right.
that's,
Are there
that's-
leagues for pickleball?
I'm sorry?
Leagues, yes,
Leagues
there
and
are
Oh,
leagues.
yeah. yeah.
So we could almost do like, not an instructor class, but like a league time.
Yes.
Right, like it's only Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, whatever.
Right, whatever day.
From
Yeah,
7 to
yeah.
3, and then everybody
Yeah,
gets
let
together.
people
It's like
know.
an exercise class, that group gets together, like a league.
Right.
So what David's though saying though too, like say if you did give it a designated time and say, like David said, it's mobile. If you chose to play pickleball or get a little game together, you could go after 5 o'clock and set up in that
Yeah,
area.
they could set up their own,
And they would
I
be
have to
able
find out
play.
about the town's
Liability.
liability
Okay.
if they go in when we're
Well,
closed.
I think if you don't give it permission to do that,
It's
if
a
you show up
liability.
at the elementary school and play in the back,
Yeah.
They
if
play.
you get hurt, we
How
didn't
is
tell
it
you to
any
go
different
there,
than
you
being
know?
at
No,
basketball?
that's what I'm
That's her
asking.
time.
I want to make sure that we're going to have a time during the day, because like you said, the pickleball courts at the schools are for after school when the school's closed. Okay. I don't know if they sign up, I don't know how they do it, I don't know if they just show up and do it after school. So whatever that liability is, if it's going to be the same for us, that's fine. But during the day, I want it more coordinated,
almost
so
a
because of
pickleball-
traffic and because
pickleball
of.
class.
Yeah, right, but I
We're all
want
in
it
agreement.
coordinated.
I think
perfect.
we're all in agreement, and I think that none of us are really experts, other than this is a social thing. I learned that there's a kitchen, and that got my attention. That's all I
There's
really
a
know.
kitchen?
There's a kitchen, that's
What you
Kitchen
call
is the
the.
closest area to the net.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you meant a food kitchen.
well, I did too.
I thought I was gonna get a tuna fish sandwich after this.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm all about it,
I'm
but
thinking
it's.
that
You
we
can't
gotta,
stay, you can't
cook?
can't
No,
stay in the
no.
kitchen, you have to leave the
It's just,
kitchen.
Oh,
it's
boy.
part of the rules, and I think that having an introductory class as you recommended would be
great.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we could get that on the calendar.
And if we could get
would
that
be great.
recorded.
Yes, if you get it
and-
recorded, you-
That'd be even better.
no,
That's
even
right.
better.
Yeah,
And you could have
so-
a running a loop inside in
That's
the
right.
building, in our
And now
building.
the-
You could have a
Yeah.
hit the thing, pickleball, and then you'd see a whole thing. I mean, they'd probably already
we
want
got the
this.
TV, so we want to get that on the
Right,
computer.
Yeah, you
so
Yeah.
it sounds like we have sort
Yeah,
of
I
the
think we've
basic to
got-
make that start. And if there are other rules, perhaps Masha can direct us on what other rules. But I do think that we have to be very clear that people have to, we really want people, we're going to have a rule board, and people have to check in
Yeah.
with the Council on Aging, and they have to
Sign.
sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Those are the three things.
And I think of doing it as a class.
Yeah, doing it as a class, yeah.
Perfect, and they feel like that's
Just have a
their group,
class.
they come, they manage themselves.
Yep.
Right.
Anybody can sign up, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
I think
There's a
that's
whole
great
bunch of
idea.
them that do want to play at the elementary school or the Macomb School or whatever school they have it at, but they were playing during the day, but then they were told they can't play till
Right.
after a certain
So-
time. So this will be great, they'll probably, it's a good group of them, I think there's like 8 of them or so,
Right.
and I'm sure they'll come and play,
Yeah, awesome.
and maybe even help teach and things like that
Yes.
too, you know?
That's
I think
And
so.
help keep it going, because I want it social open play. I don't want it where some of the issues were that 4 people came and they only play with each other and they, you know what I mean? And they
Right.
get ahead of other people and that leaves 1 or 2 people sitting on the bench where they don't get to play. And it's like, no, we want to make sure that it's open to everybody, that if one person leaves, drops out, or 2 people drop out, 2 more can get in.
Right.
And, you know, because if there's 4 people on a court.
Right.
How many courts are we gonna have?
Just the
We
one.
only have
just
one.
the one. So again, it's gonna be
Isn't
limited.
it the
but
losers
again-
go, and then new people come
Yes,
in,
yes,
so you just want to
yes,
establish that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, the game plays till 11 by either 2 points, or if there's a lot of people, 1 point, however you want to do it. I don't know how you score yet either, so I'll have to figure
We're
it
all
out.
going to be out there.
Yeah, I know. I might be the monitor for a while. I might spend my summer on the pickleball court.
Oh, my. But the weather's getting
Yeah,
better,
yeah,
and
yeah.
this is really a terrific thing.
You'll
that
figure
we
it out,
can-
and it's a
we can
great, I
offer.
think, a great
Yeah.
program.
And this was part of, one of the things that was mentioned in the strategic plan, that
yeah.
people really wanted to have it. So we're keeping up with that
And
list.
Dave's
of
credit, because I had never heard of pickleball until he mentioned it.
Oh, yeah.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah,
Until he mentioned it.
yeah. It's huge.
Oh, it's-
They might
Oh, I
even
know
have it
now.
in the Olympics now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know
So
now,
I mean,
I've
we're
learned a lot
talking
about
about
it since.
huge,
Okay.
huge.
Finally, for the topics not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance of this meeting, anybody have any other things that they wanted to bring up? I have just one or 2 things, is that I think I sent out to you, board members, what I had received from the town regarding our term. And a few of us are.
Oh, terms, yeah.
Our terms are expiring. just give it a look and make sure that it's correct, because I know that Lisa had there were some issues here before, I think with myself. I sent that out as a point of information. I also wanted to say, Beverly, we completed the tax year, the tax filing year. AARP came in, and I know in other years, we have had about 800 families that came through from January when they start to April 15th, and people were still calling.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that, I don't know what the number is, that they were exhausted.
Yeah.
But I think that we have to keep in mind that we have programs like this, that we have partnerships with groups like AARP, and it keeps money and resources in our community and in people's pockets. And I think that that's something that's important. And so that's where I think if people have questions, they can call and we'd give them a referral.
This year, we had Tuesday afternoons and Wednesday afternoons because there were so many people. And we actually had 3 full pages on the wait list, not just people that called, because we had a couple of pages where people started calling early because they knew to call early, and then we called those people first. But we had 3 pages of people, and we were having people calling us on Monday for the 15th. And it was like, no, we don't have anybody.
Okay.
Well, you said it's free, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
but, I mean, the 15th is on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people would get really upset with us. Well, you're supposed to do this.
I get a lot of
people.
positive feedback from that program.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I get a lot of
Maybe
people
we
saying, hey,
should
that's
have
a good
asked Ted
program.
Hayes to do a follow-up story about it, because I think it's a really good story for the town.
Yeah, I think those are some of the quiet things that happen throughout town, and that's a good thing, and we can include some good news
Yeah.
in.
I don't want it to be who you know is where you get your information from, right? We need
Yeah.
to be more
Exactly.
open.
Yeah.
Exactly,
More
exactly,
open
exactly.
and
Seems to be the
comment.
way it is right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you know the right people, you'll know everything, but if you don't,
Yeah.
we need to get that out there a little bit.
All right, so I have one final thing in that our meetings, anything that's supposed to be discussed in terms of our meetings or having to do with policy or issues needs to come before the board. Emails, we're not supposed to be emailing. I think we had brought this up in January, or Bev made us aware of that, and that is becomes part of the public record. So it's something to keep in mind, and if you have comments or suggestions, let's
That's right, I never
bring it in
comment.
here. Bring it here. So,
Never do.
anything else? Anything else, Beverly, that you want?
don't think so.
Okay, then,
Counting
hearing
down the
nothing
days.
else, do I hear a motion? Okay, we adjourn.
I'll second that one.
Okay, thank you. And we'll see you May.
All in favor?
That's right, you gotta have all in favor.
Everybody in favor?
Aye. Heard that one.
Any opposed? Yeah. Okay.
No
So
doubt
we'll
on that
See you
one.
on the 12th of May.